Welcome to the 2026 Buying Sandlot Summit, the first one ever. We've only been around for a year. We have over 400 people here right now. We just got done with the Tech Heavy Hitters panel, standing room only crowd. My name is Kyle Pagan. I'm at the TeamSnap ONE live stream. If you're coming in, we're just having conversations with the industry leaders 10 minutes at a time. You'll learn more about what they do and how they're affecting the youth sports industry. Luckily enough, you don't have to hear from me anymore. I got my first guy on right now. If you want to come on.
Let's do it.
How are you?
Wow. Good.
First
Thanks
one. This is actually, I guess this is kind of history. First TeamSnap ONE live stream guest in Buying Sandlot Summit history, and we hope to have 20, 25 more.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm excited to be sitting here.
Name, company, what do you guys do?
Yep. So my name is Tony Caudill. I'm the co-founder of Doozy. Doozy is a text-first experience and commerce platform for youth sports tournaments.
Okay. I feel like people, if they are watching this, if they're in our network, they understand who you are, because you are quite the public builder, which we do enjoy at Buying Sandlot. We are a social heavy group. Talk about that. Talk about how it is building publicly. Talk about what's coming down the line for Doozy.
Yeah, we are building in public. It's kind of a really intentional decision that we made at the very beginning. So this is our second software company, and I felt like with our first one, we held all of our cards just really tight to our chest. Didn't talk about what we were building, but then I would tell people about what we were up to, like in real life, and they'd get excited and they'd like to learn about it. And so with the second one, we said, let's share. Like we're doing some really interesting things. We're thinking about things in a unique way. Let's share what we're up to. For me personally, it's super uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. Like it's not in my nature to share what's working, what's not. We share revenue numbers. Like we are very intentional about being public, and it's uncomfortable, but it has led to me sitting in places like this that would have never happened otherwise.
What is it about dues? What is it about payments? Why is it so hard to solve this? Like what are some, I got to imagine something off the top of my head is like, what if the Wi-Fi goes down?
Yeah.
And then now I can't take a payment. Now we're taking all cash. Now who knows how much we're losing or how much that's right for. So
it's crazy. And really, we started Doozy just as I'm a youth sports parent. So I have a 13-year-old son. He's all things sports all the time. We're living at the baseball fields, the basketball courts. And just the further my son got into his youth sports journey, the more I was just like, this is a mess. There's money flying all over the place. And one of my biggest frustrations was with the tournament experience, because you would show up and it's a cash only gate, right? And I never carried cash on me. And so I'd have to make a beeline to the ATM to go get into the tournament. And then once you're in the tournament, weather would come in, schedules would change, and you're never quite sure where you're supposed to be, what field am I on? And so there was just sort of a communication problem. And we were kind of looking for something to do after our first company, and just said, like, wait a second, I know something about this. I know software, I know payments. Let's go solve this problem. And that's really how this all started for us, 15 months ago at this point.
Yeah, and I will go back to curtain a little bit. Obviously, you Kyle's interviewed you on the podcast before. It's kind of nice to see Buying Sandlot growing as Doozy grows, kind of building together, which is really nice and stuff. So that's really cool to see. What's coming down the line? What's I know obviously on your LinkedIn you guys are hitting, it seems like, record targets, like every month, doing more transactions.
Yeah, it's organically growing like crazy. We've bootstrapped the company. Like I said, we're in month 16 right now. Things are going really well.
How big is the team?
3 people.
Nice.
Yeah, which is kind of wild given the results that we're seeing, right? And that's a whole conversation into itself. But it's growing like crazy. And one of the big focuses for us is like, we're not trying to build a new ticketing company. Ticketing is just a means to an end for us. So one of the areas we're focused on is we deliver tickets via text. So, and the reason we've done that is because that means we have a valid mobile number for every single person that walks through that gate and shows up to the tournament. And now that we have a valid mobile number for everyone, that opens up the doors to all sorts of interesting things that we can do from an experience perspective and monetization perspective, driving sponsorships. And so that's really the unique take that from a strategy perspective that we're going with, and we're really excited about.
You mentioned the sponsorship perspective, and that's a big thing that I think everybody in youth sports is thinking about right now. How can we drive sponsorships? How can we make it then, more affordable, subsidize the costs and everything? How are you guys looking at sponsorship on the ticketing side?
Yeah, it's similar. So one of the things that we do is, again, because we have a valid mobile number for everybody that walks in, 3 to 5 minutes after they get their ticket scanned, we send them a welcome text. And the tournament operator can define what's in that text, but it's typically like, hey, thanks for joining the tournament. Here's a link to the bracket. Here's a map of the facility. And oh, hey, by the way, here's a 20% off coupon to something, right? So it's a highly targeted, highly engaged audience, and we're delivering something right to their phone via text message, and we've had a lot of success with that.
Nice. Now I know you're in the youth sports, obviously the industry and stuff. Did you see the viral video of the Dodgers fan who was mad that the Dodgers couldn't print his season tickets out?
No, I've not seen this.
Man, that's a big thing. They all want their season tickets printed out nowadays,
Yeah,
but I understand. Yeah. You're solving a problem and everything. So
yeah. It was interesting. It's when we started our first company, it was also a mobile company, and I felt like with it, we really had to still convince people on mobile, like why mobile is important, and all that spin. We've had to do none of that at this point, right? And the mobile side, everyone just sort of assumes that's how it works. Every now and then we will get a grandma or grandpa that comes through the gate and they need a little extra assistance, but we help our operators in those situations and we figure it out. So
are you focused on certain sports? Are you focused on certain events? Are you looking to expand into certain sports? Is it different through some sports or some events? Like what kind of the challenges there?
Yeah, it's been really consistent actually. Yeah. So we have a pretty diamond sport lean to us just because that's where I spend a lot of my personal time. Yeah. So a lot of baseball, a lot of fast pitch, a little bit of volleyball. We've done a little bit of basketball. And yeah, just looking to continue to expand into more and more operators as we go.
Sweet. So I mean, if you're open, I mean, are you guys opening to funding? Or are you opening to talking conversations and everything? If you want to say where people can find you guys and everything?
Yeah, one of the best spots you can find me is just on LinkedIn, just Tony Caudill, and I post quite a bit. I'm out there, or just go to meetdoozy.com and you can learn more about us there. But yeah, definitely always open to conversations and just to see where it goes.
What are you looking to get forward out of this conference?
It's really the networking side, right? Like we love the content. That first panel you guys had was amazing. Some of the heavy hitters up there. But it's been really cool because through LinkedIn, I know a lot of people here, but I've never met them in real life. So it's just so nice getting to shake people's hands and actually getting to see them in real life.
No, 100%. All right. Well, appreciate you.
Oh, thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
History. Let me get that for you.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Here we go.
Don't worry. 10 or so people are going to walk away with this today. So.
Chasing people down.
Exactly. Sweet. That's kind of just an example of how it's going to go today. We'll be having conversations in and out. I'll be flagging down people, talking about everything, and we'll kind of go from there. Like Tony just said, we just had our tech heavy hitters panel. That was panel number 1. Right now, if you go on the Go Attend app, but before we get into the Go Attend app, I do want to thank TeamSnap ONE. Thank you to TeamSnap ONE for powering the stream from registration to live streaming. TeamSnap ONE has every tool you need to run and grow your organization in one powerful platform. Visit teamsnap.com/one for more. That link will also be down in the description. And like the stream, share the stream. We want to get more of the people who are interested in the youth sports industry and more into this and to learn about this and build that kind of community and stuff. So yeah, back to the Go Attend app. We just had our first panel was Tech Heavy Hitters, which did feature Greg Ludke from TeamSnap. We also have right now preparedness and protection, why compliance and safety are now table stakes. And we have professionalized recreation and mostly untapped business opportunity. But like I was saying, over 400 people here at Switch House and Ballers, all learning about the youth sports industry. I would say first of its kind of conference ever. Let's see if we can get more people. It's good news. Not many people are walking around right now because they're at the conferences, they're at the panels, which is that's all we can ask for. A lot of networking. We got the League Apps Lounge right to the side right here. Hey, how are you? How you doing?
Hey.
You want to talk about your company for 10 minutes
let's do
on
it.
our live stream?
Actually, let's get our founder.
Yeah, 100%. We'll be here when you need me.
I'm well, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Got 10 minutes?
All right.
All right. I like this guy. This guy seems like more of the speaker. 100%. So we are live. So whenever you're ready, just sit down and we'll get going. Let me mic you up a little bit. All right. How's that sound, Craig, coming through? What's your
Check.
What's your first name?
Charlie,
What's your company?
my player athlete.
What do you guys do?
We make custom merch for college athletes, working our way down to high school and youth.
I was gonna say you found you found the youth space. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How long you been around?
So Will actually started it in 2023.
Nice.
Was wrestling in college. Said, why don't the wrestlers get the NIL deals that the football, basketball players get?
Oh.
Decided to start making some designs, threw it on some T-shirts. Really liked, the parents really liked it. Kids from his hometown picked up on it. We're at almost 10,000 athletes now on the college and high school space.
So you're doing jersey sides, or it's more merch and apparel?
T-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, blankets, tumbler mugs.
And are those more like graphic designs, or are those more like
Yeah, so our graphic design team, we make everything custom. I think we have the best graphic design team in sports. That might be like a hot take, but we got a really loaded. It's kind of like a golden age in graphic design in sports, I think. And
so are you cutting licensing deals with colleges and stuff, or you're making more?
Yeah, so it's unique. What's unique to us is that we actually don't make official university partnerships. So we scrub all the logos. A couple of reasons for that. We don't pay the licensing fee for any of the logos. And then two, which is actually more important, if somebody has a big game and we want to drop new merch for them the next day. So we worked with the High Point kid who beat Wisconsin in March Madness. So, if we want to do those types of things, we have to get new designs approved by somebody within an athletic department. If it's got their logo on it, it doesn't give us as much creative flexibility as it would, the way we're doing it now, where we're working directly with athletes, directly with their agents.
And I'm guessing that's an NIL opportunities and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Obviously, you mentioned March Madness is one. I'm sure football is big. Any other sports that you guys have kind of surprised you or taking you by storm, being like, oh, this has actually worked pretty well?
Softball's been great for us this spring. The softball people, lacrosse, I think this is our first full team was the Stanford lacrosse, where everybody on the roster independently signed up for my player. So definitely a lot of opportunity in the sports that don't get, everybody hears about the football, basketball players, but the non, revenue generating sports there's a big opportunity with merch, and those families and friends are really looking to support those athletes.
And you're able to turn it around quickly, which I feel like is probably your main driver, is being like, I think of that Golke kid from a couple years ago. I forget where he was playing. Jack Golke, but he had I think 3 NIL deals before the next game they played and stuff, because he just went off.
It's just crazy, like an Instagram world. That Mullins kid probably has DMs as soon as that basket went in.
Yeah, 100%. So what's kind of what were kind of the challenges that you guys identified, and you're like, oh, there's a need for this in the market, the apparel company you guys are doing?
So for the youth side, it's really the same product. So it's the same design team, it's the same merch. We get amazing reviews from our customers for the college side, and it's the same thing. Really just finding the right, and one of the reasons we're here is finding the right partners for the youth space. It's really just a distribution issue. Who do you contact to get? So we rolled this out last year, and we were pitching to a lot of coaches, and the coaches would be pumped up about it, but not every coach was, the best at getting the parents to sign their kids up, right? So we're making a more direct to parent, direct partnerships route is kind of the next steps for us.
A lot of direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Are you so you did mention that, but we have a lot of clubs here and stuff, like Surf Soccer, one of the biggest soccer clubs, and would that be more of where you guys want to hit? You want to hit the operator and then maybe get a licensing deal with them? Are those easier licensing deals, or do you want to just stay away from licensing?
No, we're not closed off to that. Yeah. Finding the right operators and the right partnerships and people that are that communicate well and are willing to push this out, because the parents really want it. They're going to be wearing some shirts at their kids' event. They might as well be my player shirts. Right?
Yeah, I remember growing up, I played high school basketball. It was in the infancy stages, the apparel merch game. You'd have to go on some shoddy website that barely, I think it probably came from China.
Right. And one of the things that's unique on the youth side is, for NIL, we're making a direct revenue share with the athlete. We're obviously not going to be revenue sharing with a 6th grade hockey player.
Yeah.
but we can give that revenue back to the club. So it's a way for them to fundraise for their teams as well too now. So like when I played youth football, we had these coupon books.
Oh yeah,
right.
I remember those.
As pumped up as my mom was for $5 off $25 Wingstop.
Oh yeah.
Probably a little more pumped about like a shirt or tumbler mug.
Yeah. Where are you guys coming from?
Gonna get more use. Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Where would you say your biggest customer market right now? Are you guys in the youth space, or you're trying to expand into the youth space? Do you have any deals?
We have. So we worked with Tyler Hero's AAU team. If that counts, we worked with some one-off collections here and there where somebody knows about us and they'll say, for example, we had like somebody wanted to surprise his niece for Christmas, so we made her. She's 8, and so we'll do one-off stuff like that, but no like set partnerships. But the customer base is all national.
Yeah, there's enough operators here. There's enough people with that own clubs here that I'm sure you guys can network and everything.
I think so too.
What are you hoping to get out of the conference today?
Honestly, just the right partners in the youth space. I think there's an easy way. There's a ton of apps here we could just plug in, and they would have a revenue share of anybody that they refer us to. These parents want cool merch of their kid. It's an awesome memento of them playing sports and just going to the games and having something to wear. So just find the right people to connect with.
Shout your company out again, where people can find you.
MyPlayerAthlete, MyPlayerAthlete.com, Instagram, MyPlayerAthlete, MyPlayerSports. Yeah.
Cool. Do you play pickleball?
A little bit.
Want to be in the tournament?
A couple of times a year. I think we're going to get some matches, and we're going to see how.
You want to be in the tournament?
How far we can
I'm signing up
advance.
the tournament.
If you guys put Charlie and Will.
Charlie and Will.
Yeah. What time does that kick off?
7 o'clock. Charlie and Will.
And we'll probably have to change. We got to change clothes.
MyPlayerAthlete.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. Oh, there will be. There'll be like 30 plus teams.
You play a lot?
I love it.
Okay.
It's my home court.
All right.
I might not play though. So, but hey, thanks. Yeah. Let me get that mic from you.
Yep. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Dude, appreciate you guys. Send everybody else down. Tell them that we're live streaming down here.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoy the conference. Cool. So live. Cool. Fantastic. Yeah, this is gonna be. This is what it is. Fellas, how are you? We're doing 10-minute interviews for your company if you're around. You sure? All right. After lunch. I like that. Yep. All right, we're back at the Buying Sandlot Summit, and we're here with one of our partners, Roberto from Picture Pros, doing the headshots for the VIPs.
Yes, that's right. We are doing headshots here. We are a youth sports photography company. I believe we've grown to be the largest youth sports photography company in the nation now. Started off with a corner offering of team photos. Now we cover action shots, individuals, and got a couple new products coming up on the horizon as well.
Anything you can talk about, and now you want to keep it close to the vest?
We'll keep that one close to the vest.
I like it. How long have you been around?
We've been around 3.5 years now. Grew very quickly. We've expanded to 48 states over the last year. Some in the Northeast there that we're missing, but we'll get there soon.
What are some trends you're seeing in the youth sports photography market since you started? I mean, it seems like it's been around since I was a kid and everything, but I feel like it's probably ever growing with different things like technology, different things like AI. What else?
AI is definitely speeding a lot of things up.
Yeah.
From the editing software perspective, definitely speeds things up a lot. Lots of fulfilling on sites. Individual photos have been a big thing recently. Team photos have been in the industry for quite a while, so it seems like families, players are enjoying seeing some of the new stuff that photography companies are coming out with.
Yeah. What are some challenges that you guys identified, do you think, from your since you guys started of being like, oh, I want to get in this space? What kind of attracted you to the youth sports space?
One of our founders, honestly, he was always big into sports, and he was just looking for a way to get in it. His best friend, we have two founders. His best friend was big on the photography side, and they just pulled it together and then, hired the team. And we just went to our first event in California. And ever since then, we did well. And ever since then, we just expanded.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like I said, it's been around for a while and everything, but it's still such a lucrative space. And I feel like people don't identify that as much because of the ever-changing technology. But I feel like you guys, do you guys use AI or different technologies? Like, obviously you're talking about editing software. It's gotten exponentially better and everything. Is there anything you guys see with technology coming up that you guys are able to use to your advantage? Because I feel like with everybody talking about AI, it eats this, it takes this, it takes that, but they never talk about any other positives. Anything in the camera technology that is helping you guys out?
Not camera necessarily, but speeding up the process of being able to get the photos out. I mean, you go to a tournament and you have 300 teams participating. You average, let's say, 10 to 11 players per team. That's a lot of players that you got to photograph. A lot of parents coming up to the booths. You got mom, dad, grandma that wants a photo. So AI has just been big in speeding up the editing, the whole workflow from start to finish, from taking the photo, the manager uploading. It just speeds things up a lot on the back end.
Nice. So now you guys can do more shoots and everything.
Yes, as well as identifying the players as well on the teams. That's a big.
Talk about that more.
That's a big thing. The AI, using AI to be able to identify players on their jersey, on facial recognition, things like that, to make products a lot easier. Like on the action shot side specifically, is a very big thing across not just photography, but of course the streaming services.
I gotta imagine mixing up kids was probably so common when you were doing it, like a physical, and you're just popping everything in, making sure you're sending out to Sammy Adams's parents when you're actually sending out to Josh's parents and stuff, and it's like, oh man, there's a big headache and stuff. So that's interesting. We use a lot of that with in the youth sports space with software and AI editing and stuff, so that people can be like, hey, my kid hit a triple in his little league game. Find jersey number 11, and then I can send it to grandma and grandpa to let them know that little Adam got a triple and stuff. So
that's right.
That's great that we don't always just use it in youth sports live streaming, but we use it. TeamSnap ONE does it really well. And wow, where can people find you? Where can they find your company and your business, and how can they reach out to you guys?
Picturepros.com. That's the best way to reach us, especially for event operators. We do cover a lot of events, but we're always looking for more people to work with.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. I'll be back there later for my headshot.
Awesome.
I got to update my link.
Yep, of course. I'll be back there. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Raf.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
Cool. Picture Pros, everybody. Go countdown. Are you gonna mute it, you think? All right, we're back with Brent Wall, student athlete score, speaking here at Buying Sandlot. When do you go on? Do you know? You remember?
Tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Nice. I introduced you, but talk to me a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so we have a NIL kind of recruitment data aggregation platform, both on the dashboard side, but then we also just released a student athlete app we're really excited about last week, actually.
Nice. Talk more about that.
You know, a lot of high school youth are trying to figure out this NIL space, but they got to build their personal brand first before they're even going to be able to be seen.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like a Duolingo, learn your language sort of gamified app. So it's going to like take a kid from 500 followers, we'll stay with them, tell them, hey, you should be posting 2-3 times a week. We have an AI agent built in so they can ask the agent for like inspiration, like what should I post today? Should I do it on the court, on the field, off the court? You know, what should I do? Are there local brands available for me? So we're really excited about the launch.
Now, if I think I have your company right, please feel free to correct me. It's kind of like a Q score for like an athlete. Like that's like, you know, you can go to different companies and be like, oh, this person is an A+ rating, however you rate it and stuff. Is that, do I kind of have a?
Yeah. No, you're spot on.
Kyle Scott taught me good.
Yeah. That's good.
Now talk about that and why you kind of saw a gap in the market and the challenges you saw and why you started student athlete score in the beginning.
Yeah, so we definitely saw a gap in the market. NIL is so wild west, still evolving even at the collegiate level. That's where we are right now and solving with that Trojan horse model. But now we also see the great opportunity coming downstream into the youth market, even probably bigger and broader. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, a lot of these high schoolers now, 46 states now allow for high school NIL.
Wow.
So everybody's just still trying to figure it out. And so we're very, very early. I hope we're not the MySpace of the Facebook movement.
You want to be the Facebook.
I hope we're Facebook and MySpace all in one.
Yeah.
But that's where we're at. Yeah.
Nice. What have you learned? How big's the team now? Where are you guys kind of at in your journey right now?
Yeah, we're running lean still. We've got a 5-person team. So myself, my co-founder, CTO Isaac. We've got a chief revenue officer, another senior engineer, and then a UI UX designer, and that's it. So we're just going crazy all day, all night.
How do you guys identify the athlete? Is it through them signing up?
So right now we're doing a lot of scraping of the web. So like at the collegiate level, we scrape all the webs, athletic department websites, and then we have all the players' profiles, and then we build it out from there. So we've got every D1 athlete in the country. So what I'm really excited to talk with a couple of potential partners here are these large organizations that also have like thousands upon thousands of athletes' profiles, and you know they have their social handles. So like if we can just grab that, push it in the system, we're really just a big talent machine, if you will, at the end of the day. So as long as we have the players' profile and their social handles, like we can take care of the rest.
Yeah. And what do brands typically look for in an NIL athlete? Like obviously, you know, you got someone who's got millions of followers. That's a great thing. But we've talked to people in the past, advanced NIL, which kind of helps students navigate through, you know, the legal challenges of NIL and stuff. We talked to Courtney Altimus, and she said, you know, as long as you have a good story to tell, like brands will latch on to that as well. Yeah. And you could have 1,000 to 5,000 to 500 followers. I mean, it's all turns about, you know, what have you guys kind of found that might have shocked you, for lack of a better word, that like these brands want for these NIL athletes, for these athletes?
Yeah, I mean, truly, after the 5-star football quarterbacks, the star basketball players, it does come down to like, how good are you in front of a camera? How many followers do you have? You hear all these stories about the bench warmer that has 200,000 followers getting way more deals than the starting running back, right? Because they've created their personal brand and they've used their platform as an athlete, either at the high school level or collegiate level, as a way to grow that. And so that's what we're trying to figure out now. So I think back to your question, like you've got to develop that personal brand off the court, off the field, in conjunction with continuing to work on your athleticism. And unless you're a 4 or 5 star, like you're just going to get that look because of how good you are. But a majority of these kids, they aspire to play at the next level. And so unfortunately, they've got to do this with this in parallel if they want to be seen.
Yeah. What's high school NIL look like? What's grade school NIL look like? Are there avenues there yet? Or is it kind of in the infancy stages? Do you see in the future kind of it being a little different? Like, are my kids one day going to be playing against someone with 100,000 followers that might be having 6-figure deals in Little League?
Yeah, I mean, if the kid really, really gets viral, yes. I think what we're going to see at the youth level, and Kyle and I talked about this on my podcast with you guys a couple months ago, which is take a youth team, take the parents, and maybe they're sponsored by a certain brand. So now it's like this collective group movement where maybe each kid and each parent has 500 followers each or 1,000 followers each.
Yeah.
Add all that up, and now you've got 30,000 follower reach to a specific brand in the local community that you can go to that brand and say, look, we're all going to post about your brand. You know, give us this, this, and this, or give us free food after the games, and we'll get 30,000 eyeballs of attention in this community on your brand. And so I think that's the power in this micro-influencer movement that we're playing with. So, you know, your kid, my kid, we may have 1,000, 2,000 followers. We're not powerful enough by ourselves, but if you group that all together in a team, that's where I think it becomes really interesting to the brand to want to do deals instead of like billboards or on the field, you know, banners, those type of things.
Is that how you see sponsorship? We always talk about sponsorship. It's like it's one of the things that's going to be a big note around this industry and stuff. Is that how you see how you guys kind of attributing the sponsorship and stuff to the parent eyeballs and everything, and then hopefully it goes back to the clubs or the brands and stuff to subsidize the registration fees?
I mean, 100%. I'm talking to a couple of very, very large private equity-backed groups here at your conference. I'm so glad you brought them all here, and they see that where, hey, we've been selling banners for many years. We've been selling billboards for many years. The one asset class, and I hate to put an asset name next to the human being and a kid at that level, but I have two myself, but that's the asset class that nobody's sold towards yet, is the micro-influencers that are part of your program and their parents.
Obviously, you're mostly, you know, when we think about NIL, you know, we think of it mostly on like the digital social media side. Is there a physical layer to marry that you see? Any use cases, any examples of, you know, that helps with like a physical brands? When I think of physical brands, I think of like the signs out on like the baseball outfield wall or something like that. Was there any examples on the top of your head that you remember, like outside of the digital space, like marrying the physical as well? Maybe like a brand activation or something like that with an NIL athletes? Or?
Do you mean like going to a brand and saying, hey, look, we'll do the on the field plus we'll do the micro-influencers?
Or like, you know, like say like someone wants to, like we got Battle Juice upstairs and stuff. So like Battle Juice wants to sponsor athlete A, but they also want to do an activation where they're handing out, you know, physical drinks so that Battle Juice is in people's hands and stuff. Do you see that as being like
absolutely? We're talking with another group that's here today that they want to do just that. So they control a lot of facilities or a lot of like weekend tournaments. So imagine like all these kids come into that tournament. Maybe there's a brand, they're going to give away free socks if you like tag and post within their like area of that conference. And then after the weekend, we're able to show you the collective like ROI, like those 130 girls maybe got free pair of Adidas socks for posting, and look at that reach that it got. If that's what you're
Nice. Feel free to shout out the company one more time, where people can find you, apps, social, website, whatever you.
StudentAthleteScore.com. Also go to the Apple Store. Anybody can download our app now as of last week. And actually, even you and I could download it. So it's open to the public. It doesn't have to just be an athlete anymore. And so the beauty of that is where we're heading is this like $300 billion global influencer economy movement. So we want to even get outside of sports, like musicians, podcasters, all the above. Anybody that's a talent that wants to do deals, that's where we're trying to head globally someday.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take that mic for you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you around.
Good luck. Enjoy speaking. Cool. Student Athlete Score. Very interesting business model, especially with everything going on in NIL right now. As we start this and we're getting people kind of coming in and coming out, it'll be a little finicky, for lack of a better word. So you will be seeing us going from like, you know, we'll be right back to coming back and everything. But I plan around lunchtime, we'll probably have a nice little line. So people are at the panels. People are networking right now. We're at the beautiful Ballers. We're in the Switch House right now. Ballers later on today. And we wouldn't be here. We couldn't do all this without being powered by TeamSnap ONE. So thank you to TeamSnap ONE for powering the stream. From registration to live streaming, TeamSnap ONE has every tool you need to run and grow your organization in one powerful platform. Visit teamsnap.com/one for more. That link is also in the description below. Make sure you join the chat. Make sure you give a thumbs up. How are you? We're doing 10-minute interviews. All right, I like this. It feels like I'm back at my own gig. I like this. We're gonna go for right now until we get somebody else. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. All right. First name?
Gary Goldberg.
What do you do and who you work for?
I founded a company called Squad Locker.
Tell us about it.
Squad Locker is a tech-enabled company that helps leagues, youth sports leagues, schools, teams design their uniforms and spiritwear and player kits, create an e-commerce experience for those designs, allows operators of those leagues to share that instance, share that purchasing experience, and then as the players decide what they want to buy or what their registration vouchers allow them to get, we take those orders, ingest them into our computer integrated manufacturing supply chain, bring those products to life and ship them to the players' homes, save the leagues a ton of time and actually help them make a little money along the way.
So you're doing jerseys?
We do uniforms for just about every sport. We do auxiliary player gear, required gear. We do fan gear. We do what you're wearing right there.
Yeah. Oh, buying Sandlot. So what was kind of the challenges when you first got into it? How long has the company been around?
About 10 years.
Okay.
You asked me about the challenges about starting and building the business?
Or just the challenges that the gaps that you kind of identified when you were like, okay,
it was very startling. My wife and I raised 3 children. Our first kid was a good athlete, but not a great athlete. Our second kid had a gift. And so I took him to get his first soccer uniform. And when I went to the local team dealer, which was a mom and pop Main Street store, it was like I was going back in time to when I got my first uniform for when my dad took me. And it was very hard for, I gave him $20, filled out a 3-part form. He said, call me in 2 or 3 weeks. Your uniform will be ready. At our house, my wife had a pie plate. She put her iPad on and a keyboard. And she would order things on her iPad and they would show up in 1 or 2 or 3 days. And I looked at those 2 different experiences, those customer experiences, and I said, why is this world so lost in time, stuck in amber, where the rest of the world is digitally enabled and moving so quickly? And I started looking and examining the supply chain around making uniforms and delivering things at speed and the manufacturing process associated with it. And it was really configured around batching orders together and aggregating demand and using time as a way to control demand, as opposed to having a continuous, always open experience and making things one at a time. And that was the really big unlock for us. Is like, I have a background in textile engineering and textile sciences. So understanding how to transform the supply chain to be an always open, always on supply chain, as opposed to a batch process one. Once we can configure our supply chain to do that, then the e-commerce experience is really easy to let people buy and transact as they wanted to. So that was really the transformation.
And so how many athletes do you guys serve annually?
I haven't counted them, but we've got over 1 million stores built on our platform. We have thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of squad club customers. So those are leagues that use our multi-year arrangement to get big rewards back to their program. And we manufacture 4,000 or 5,000 individual items a day. So we've got some good scale.
Yeah, yes, you do. Now, do you guys typically target like the operators and the clubs, and is it kind of just funnel down from there?
Exactly. We want to help the operator make their life easier, deal with their uniforms, save them time, save them the aggravation. Yeah.
Of course. What are you looking forward to in the next, what would you say, like 5 to 10 years from now? How's the youth sports, jersey, apparel, textile industry?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
It reminds me of the Greg LeMond. Someone asked him, does it hurt less? Does the pain go away? And he said, no, you just go faster. So that's kind of how I think about our space. Is like, we pioneered a 3 to 5 day uniform solution that ships direct to home that was faster than the typical 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how do I get it down to ships the same day? A full uniform right to the home. So that, speed. I think speed wins in our business.
Speed is always the kind of the unlock.
Yeah, speed's the big thing for us.
Yeah. What are you looking to get out of the conference today?
I have no expectations other than the fact that I love the community and I look forward to hanging out with people and talking and listening to some speakers and just enjoying the time.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate you joining.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
I'll take your mic for you.
Yes.
Cool. Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy your time.
Thank you. Enjoy lunch.
I will.
Squad locker. There you go. I got a little history with selling a little bit of merch here and there. Back in my old stomping grounds, and a little less than 10 million customers a year. But shout to Squad Locker, and good luck on the speed. We're doing interviews for 10 minutes. People give them opportunity to talk about their company.
Sure.
You got 10 minutes?
You want to talk to me? Sure.
That's what I like to hear.
Talking.
We need more people like this.
Hey, man, I like talking about stuff.
So we are live right now. If you want to throw this on your lapel, actually I got to turn it on. Let me do my part.
You know, it's funny. The last guy's name was Gary Goldberg.
It was.
I saw it. I did a double take. I walked by.
We had Gary Goldberg. Now we have Gary Goldberg. I love that. Yeah, right on there.
Yeah.
First name, company. What do you guys do?
So my name's Kerry Goldberg. My company name is Diversified Realty Development, and we are a real estate development firm based out of South Florida. Specialize historically in retail development. We've done everything, self-storage, some office. Recently have gotten into the hospitality space, which brought me to this event, which was a very unique kind of outside of our comfort zone coming. And we've put together a programming to target the youth sport facilities. We want to be able to provide a come in on Thursday or Friday experience. Don't get back in your car again until Sunday for the families. And so we are doing, we've got 3 projects that are in the hopper, about to come out of the ground. They're all happen to be in Florida right now with Marriott. We're doing Vero Beach next to the Jackie Robinson Sports Complex, Major League Baseball owns, doing a hotel, and then we have a out parcel for some kind of a restaurant or something. And then we have the 23 acres in Sanford, Orlando, where the Boomba Sports Complex is, right next to Big Perfect Game. And then on the other side, the county just passed, they're going to be building a 200,000 square foot indoor facility for indoor sports.
There is no lack of news of, we call it the facilities arms race at Buying Sandlot. There's no lack of news about a new facility going through legislation, going through city council, all that stuff. So how long ago did you guys kind of identify the youth space as being a spot where you guys wanted to kind of maybe expand into?
So, I am a youth sport parent that has 3 boys that all play travel lacrosse. Unfortunately, I realized that the opportunities in lacrosse are not, really anywhere to go with it. But, as a parent, you think your kids can, do it all. So we've been all over. We've had a lot of enjoyment in it. And through that, realized, hey, there's some significant things that could be done that would make this experience even better. I find that the big problem is when families start thinking of it as a job, as opposed to really enjoying it. Because as we know, the majority of the people who play aren't going to play at that next level. Not even get a scholarship to college. So, we want to embrace that enjoyment. And a big part of it is after a long day at the fields or wherever you are, hey, how do I come back? How can I let my kids who are still full of energy, do whatever it is they want to do? And I can, hopefully hang out with these other families that I've, met. And
what are some examples of things that you guys are kind of, so let me step back a second. Are you guys more in the entire facility space in the development there, or is it maybe like, okay, we want to do a hospitality attached to name your ballpark here?
Yeah, I'm not a facilities person at all. I'm also not a hotelier for that matter. I want to be strictly contiguous to major facilities, and that's it. I don't want to be on the side of a highway or at an airport. That's for other people to do. We're very niche based. Our prototype we take a Marriott prototype and we kind of beef it up. So we'll have a larger food and beverage area for, the teams to be able to come down and get breakfast quicker, more efficiently. We'll have a larger outdoor pool area, have a full service bar. And the other thing that we're really doing now in these 2, because they happen to be associated with baseball, we've bought and licensed the product from Home Run Dugout. And so we've built this little bed these days in which you'll have this virtual experience, so the teams can come in and they can go and hit in Fenway Park or wherever, and so we're trying to create things that again go to that experience. I've got a concierge-based service where parents can go in and say, hey, I don't want to carry my tent on the plane. I don't want to carry my chairs on the plane. What do you need? I'll have it ready for you. You can rent it from me.
Nice.
Show up with as little as you can.
You're maximizing facility space. And we talk about that all the time.
That's
where
it.
It's like,
That's it.
You got tournaments and stuff down here. Oh, I mean, you might play at 8 in the morning, then you might not play again until 3 p.m. So what are you going to do? You're going to drive 15 miles down the road to go try to go to an Applebee's or something like that?
And you don't want to do that because you don't want to lose your great parking spot that you got, because you got there.
And you paid for the parking.
Right. That's right. So,
And they'll double tap you.
I would rather go get an Uber than leave my car, and pay double for that Uber, because I don't want to have to worry about finding a parking space.
Yeah.
It's all about the agita that the parents and everything that we have. So, what you guys have done, I was put on to Buying Sandlot from, we play in this, my kids play for this one group called Snipers Lacrosse. Okay. And the gentleman, Tony Lowe, who runs it, we're talking about what I'm doing. He said, have you ever heard of this Buying Sandlot? No, why would I? I have no idea what this is. And so when I went on it, I was like, oh my God, this is a resource that nobody in my industry is even remotely looking at.
Awesome.
And so I what you guys are doing is just, it's fantastic. I mean, and it's great because I get to look at it from a little bit different lens as the majority of the people. And then especially here, it's fun because the people I've talked to, I'm non-threatening, number one, to anybody, but they all know somebody who has traveled to a facility where, like in Denver, the DI, whatever it's called, the DE Sports Complex, where there was no hotels and they're 20 miles away. And, and you look at the AI placer data for that municipality, the people are going outside to spend their money, and you say, oh, okay, but I can't identify all these locations and opportunities, so it's great, here and being able to meet and talk to people.
Yeah, we talked to a fellow named CJ Woodrow from P2P last week, and he was talking about how they're building up kind of the upper Midwest, up in Minneapolis, Wisconsin, that area, because they're known for football, they're known for hockey, but they're not necessarily known for baseball, so people don't have to now get on a plane to go to a tournament. Now we can play competitive baseball, in this 3-state range. Do you see that the tourism market? What are you seeing right now? Because obviously Florida, you guys are great for the winter time and everything. I was just down there for the Unrivaled flag tournaments, the ESPN. What are you seeing kind of the tourism market? Are you guys looking for more of that, or are you looking for more of being like, hey, we'll take, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, and all those?
It really doesn't matter, because if the facility is a quality facility, and as you see, the newer facilities, they're just amazing. I mean, they're just getting better and better, and they're providing, better experiences, even from like we said, the parking situations are even better now. So as long as we can be part of that, it doesn't matter. It could be a local tournament that's pulled it out, and just some people said, you know what, I live on the other side of town, and we're playing all night, and then I got to be up again. It'll work for me to stay here. And oh, by the way, you have a restaurant, or you have a Top Golf as part of your thing. So again, I can let my kids safely go with their friends and stay basically on a campus, if you will. And we're not doing resorts. I mean, I'm not into that. This is, I want to be able to cater to everybody. Nothing gets priced out of the market, so that because we already know that this industry, we're spending an arm and a leg just to take our children wherever we go and do whatever we do, whether it's local or driving or on a plane. So
tell me this: are they all new builds, or are you guys identifying, like, funny enough, we're in Pennsylvania, obviously, 2 malls have now become redevelopments for. The plans are for youth sports and then some other mixed use stuff and everything. Are you guys all doing new builds, or are you identifying different areas like malls or something?
So right now we've been, just because of where these opportunities have kind of fallen to us, they're new builds because they're vacant land. And like I said, they are contiguous. So there is no crossing streets, nothing. You're touching the facilities. The mall concept, I love it from a experiential entertainment standpoint. I love redeveloping the big box into these indoor go-kart gaming, whatever types of uses. I have not had an opportunity that I've been able to make sense yet out of, and a lot of that goes to I just can't see, I haven't seen them, and that's again getting my name out, being here, and talking to people, and so they call me and say, hey, We really love going to this complex in Arkansas, but man, it's just hard. There's nowhere to stay, and there's. Can you take a look at this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look.
Last thing, how important are premium experiences to use sports? I don't know where you played growing up, but I played at Cal Ripken. Had a great time. I still remember playing. I think we got 10 runs on the Fenway Park field, but I remember playing at Fenway Park. So how important are the premium experiences? Not only just the tournaments that are being put on, like the perfect games that you mentioned earlier, but the whole experience for not just the kid. You guys are kind of doing soup to nuts for. It's just as important for the parents to.
I got to tell you, I think it's almost more important for the parents because you have the two sets of parents. You have the fanatical parents, and you have the I'm just going to because this is my son or daughter showing interest. And when and as we all know as parents, the minute your child shows interest in something, it's like boom, we're all in. We're spoiling the hell out of it. I mean that's what we do. And so how do we hit that? And I think that is to me, again, we've seen it. I've watched it happen. I've watched it with some of these programs that it's so obvious that it's a money grab. And you see then parents realize it, and then you watch them get discouraged. And then that funnels down to the child, where now the child's starting to get discouraged. And so if we can provide that non-feel of a job anymore, where they sit there and go, oh my God, all right, I got to have a tournament in Timbuktu. Damn it, All right, but hey, you know what? There's this experience there. Oh yeah, we like that. And if we all stay there and the teams and there's all these things to do, that makes it a little easier for us. So I really feel that it's important to target the whole experience and enjoy it, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're just passing your days by with your kids, and you're not really living in the moment and getting the most out of it.
Yeah. No, shout out the company one more time. The builds right now, are any of them finished yet? Or
So we're doing a Marriott Town Place Suites in Vero Beach,
nice.
And we're doing a Marriott Spring Hill Suites as our first hotel in Sanford, which we have a second site, which we're still working with Marriott to determine what we'll want to do on that. And then we're going to fill it in. Right now we need more retailers and experiential type tenants to come into the 23 acres. But the name of the company is Diversified Realty Development. We have Diversified COS, diversifiedcos.com. Also, just have to do it, Diversified Aviation. That's a massive side of my business. We do a lot of development on airfields and airports around the country and are growing that. And we're also always looking for investors and partners that want to come in and be part of this, the different vision and different business models that we have. So
Fantastic.
It's been great.
Well, thank you.
Hey, thanks. I
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
take that mic for you.
I'm going to just take it with me.
Yeah, no,
I want you to
yeah.
hear everything I do.
By the way, someone's going to do that,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'm going to have to find them in this
Just
place.
hope they don't take it wrong.
Yeah, we're going to have to mute that real quick. No hot mics here. Stuff.
Is this thing going to be?
This is live stream right now, and then we're gonna take it back and cut clips out and stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. Again, thanks.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming.
Well, we'll take a bigger part next year.
Maybe we'll be down in Florida. Good luck with everything. Cool, man. You build premium experiences. They will come. Craig, I don't know why I keep looking at you. You're just standing right in my eyesight. But yeah, if you build premium experiences, we know parents will pay for it. We got the head honcho right over here right now. He's looking good. We're on the live stream right now. He's giving me a thumbs up. He's happy. How are you, my friend? Do you want to come on and talk 10 minutes? Let's do it. Let's do it. We are live right now, so hang tight. Come on through.
You're getting to know everyone.
Getting to know everyone. Throw that on your lapel for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we like doing this, because I've only been this for 4 months, so I got to learn. I got to this is a crash course for me in the next 48 hours.
Even better. Even better.
So, first name, company, what do you guys do?
Great. Kirk Spawn, and based on the West Coast, we're a virtual education platform for high-level youth athletes.
Okay.
So we have over 1,100 top youth athletes. That we are their academic provider, but we are a passion-based platform. So we have champion mentors. If you're a tennis player, you get to connect with Novak Djokovic and Monica Seles, and building a community of top athletes that are going to be playing D1 or pro.
Is that the platform you guys built? Did
Built.
you
We
built the
built it
whole
from
thing?
scratch. I'm the
Wow, and
founder.
you got the deals with the famous athletes who can kind of give some insight and everything.
It's been amazing. Mentorship is super important, but there's never been an education platform that actually combines what your passion is. So if you're a soccer player, you're actually going to learn math by looking at the soccer pitch. So it's how do you engage, right? Because in COVID, so many people there was a lack of engagement.
Yeah.
And when you're an athlete, sometimes you feel a separation between your academics and your athletics.
Yeah.
And as you get older, you realize that they're all one side of the same coin, that the training, the character, what you're building as an athlete is what you build as an entrepreneur. But the academics is part and parcel with it. So you have sports, you have academics, and you have character.
So you said virtual education, right? Am I getting that right? Now, is that different from AI education? I
Yes,
make sure I
very-
want
yes,
to get
very-
them right because we
Very,
talked to
very different. We are real teachers.
Okay.
We are. I would talk about it where, as an athlete, if you go to play in college as a D1, D2, D3 athlete, it's very different than going to college as a regular student. It's a completely different experience.
Yeah, 100%.
And schools there's never really been a school that prepares you to go as an athlete. Your schedule is different, your energy management is different, everything is really has to be curated. So we start from 5th grade up to 12th grade. So we are your school of record. So when you graduate from ICL Academy, you'll go play tennis at Stanford, you'll go play soccer at Wake Forest, whoever it might be.
What kind of sports do you guys offer?
So in the Versa, we have tennis players, golfers, soccer players, basketball. So 1,100 kids. Some pretty cool highlights, though. We have one of our seniors currently is number 16 in the world in tennis.
Nice.
She's her name is Eva Jovic, and she's getting straight A's, taking AP courses, and pretty much the darling of tennis, the tennis world. So,
talk to me about the curriculum. Talking about the school day. Like I was down at IMG. They do like 4 hours in the morning, and then they'll do their sports in the end. What's kind of the curriculum and the day structure?
The curriculum at ICL is think about you in college. Think about the fact that when you start, you get your semester in front of you. Not in high school. It was always block scheduling. At ICL, you actually get your schedule and go, I can choose to go to seminars when I want. I have office hours with teachers. So it's a college-like schedule where maybe you'll have a history class either Tuesdays at 12 or Thursdays at 1, your math, but you decide. Like you have the flexibility to show up. You can watch a recording. So it's at your pace with real teachers. And your question is great about AI. We use AI to help develop the personalization and customization. So AI will help you as a support, but you're still being taught by real teachers. So it's sort of I call it the respect tradition, embrace tomorrow.
Yeah. How many locations? What year were you founded? Anything?
Started as a nonprofit in 2001 with some amazing world champion athletes that come out. The part was just sharing their stories, right? They wanted to come in and mentor the next generation about what they did, what a guy like Steve Nash or Novak Djokovic or Kerry Walsh Jennings or David Beckham, what would they have done differently as a 14-year-old? Like, what are the lessons learned? And they all want to give back, because these kids all dream about being them. So we have skiers and mentors like Bodie Miller. So that it's evolved into a school really in the last 6 years, and it's just been growing because, as you see, with NIL, with committing to focus earlier, you realize that the normal school day is, again, we're virtual, so we live in the cloud. So you can be at any one of these sports academies that are here, but you're doing your school. So we're your school of record.
So I could be in Pennsylvania going to play basketball at a sports academy.
100%.
And I'm just
your school
homeschooling, but not really.
Yeah, homeschool with a community or with an aspiring high level. You're going to know your classmates. You'll see them on TV. You'll be.
So are most of your I can see the tennis players because I can see the Olympic athletes, the skiers and stuff.
You can see the individual sports,
yeah,
right?
like the basketball.
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
now it's the world has changed where it used to be our era, it was your high school team.
Yeah,
was
you just played
important.
high school, yeah.
Now it's AAU.
Gotcha.
If you're a soccer player, a volleyball, it's all about your traveling team. It's your club team. So all these sports that traditionally you would have been just on your high school team, now the high school team is almost irrelevant, and you're looking at what's my traveling team, what's this. So, and then you get in this friction of your school because they're like, hey, you can't travel during the week, like you can't miss that much school.
Yeah.
So we've really evolved with that because originally it was, you're right, great for any individual sport, right? Swimmers, skiers, golfers, but for us, it's really about now what you see with NIL, and you see people committing earlier. You have to have that commitment, right? Going to school from 8:30 to 4 p.m. 5 days a week doesn't make sense to build an athlete.
Going back to the basketball question real quick, are they allowed to play on their high school team, or are they mostly playing? So
Okay, so
I guess it goes state by state sometimes. Or?
Yeah, and school by school. Like we're like Switzerland. We're like, hey, go ahead. We've had kids win state championships in tennis for their old school. They wanted. I mean, we just want to be a solution, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's and a lot of these academies, the education is on their billboard, but they don't. It's sort of a secondary. It's an afterthought. And so we think that the education is actually a central hub of the training and can actually be the interconnectivity of it.
One location? How many locations? Or I guess
we're partnered all over the country and the world.
Do you guys license the education?
We partner. We'll support anyone, and really, I think the future of education is hybrid. So we start online. But for example, PSG out of France, like the soccer, PSG, like we're their academy partner.
Yeah, I guess you don't really have to partner because you're kind of direct to consumer.
Direct to consumer and we're B2C and B2B.
Actually, kind of
because if IMG wants to grow and have a we'll be their education provider.
Wow.
And we can white label for them. So it's not like ICL, we're the Intel chip inside. So if Buying Sandlot wanted to have a sports academy and have kids go and get educated, it'd be the Buying Sandlot Academy powered by ICL. We'd be the diploma.
We got a couple kids. James has got one, Kyle's got two, and Paul's got a couple. I got none, but I'll add to the list.
You'll be there soon.
We might just build a Buying Sandlot Sports Academy powered by ICL. I like that.
I think it might be the real deal.
Promote where people can find you, website, social, whatever's best for you guys.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the best is at www. You don't even have to say www anymore.
That's all right.
It's iclacademy.org. ICL, you can see, and
What's
really.
What's ICL stand for?
So the Institute for Champions and Leaders.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we're trying to build character first. Over 1,100 now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So from all over.
All over the country,
all over the world. International, they come in. I mean, it's wild. Mostly U.S. based, but they find us international. And with sports now, traveling. Like if you look at tennis, look at golf, motorsports. I mean, you're traveling from 14 on. So it's been with all of what we see going on here, the Buying Sandlot community. It's all about youth sports, and then what happens when that. Oh, this school thing, like it starts to become friction. In the beginning, when you're younger, it's great, and then it builds, and you have to make a decision. So we want to be that easy solution for everyone.
One more, I'll let you go. I cut you off, but you were talking about how you think the future is hybrid learning. What, if you don't mind expanding on that, why you think so?
I think that the traditional school system is antiquated. I think that there's a lot wrong. So when you mentioned AI first, there are schools coming out that are now solely AI.
Yeah, 2-hour learning is a big one that we've talked to people about.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, do you really want your kids to just be taught by AI? I don't. I think that the personal connection with a teacher is super important, but I think having the flexibility and going to a school that's a huge, 1,000-person school, or would you rather be focused with kids that are aspiring to similar things? It doesn't have to be you're a basketball player, I'm a tennis player, but if we sit down and connect, our mental fortitude is the same. Our discipline, we're actually going through the same process in different sports, and so we have this affinity. And for learning, if you can engage students with what they're passionate about, you're changing education. So, but you don't want to just be virtual all the time. You want to be able to meet in person. You want to meet up. So it's not just in a competitive environment. You're working on school projects together. And we actually teach courses like performance psych, the business of sport. If you're a basketball player and you get drafted, like what does that mean? What's the economics of it? How does it work? So many athletes look back and go, I wish I had known what this whole world was before I just slid into, I'm here. So we want to kind of present that, hey, whatever your passion is, you may be an Olympian, you may be a pro athlete. Even if you are, like, look at Kobe before he passed.
Yeah.
He started getting these incredible businesses, applying the same efforts that he would pursue in training that he would throw in his business. So that's not mutually exclusive. Before it was like, oh, I'll just make it big. I'll be a pro athlete. Well, you're done before you're 40. You have a whole rest of your life. So it's really preparing that.
How do you guys protect against specialization and burnout?
It's a big point. I mean, the nice thing is that the burnout sometimes happens when you're competing, especially teenagers, where it's like, I gotta go to school, I have to go till 3, then I have to rush to practice and scarf down food, then I gotta practice till late, I'm exhausted. Now I gotta do 3 hours of homework. I don't get to hang out with my friends because I'm disciplined. Like, this platform of education makes it much easier to actually, you get more socialization. You don't have the pressure. You can look at sleep. The biggest thing for athletes too, and they're growing as teenagers, sleep. Like, why do you have the bell ring have to ring at 8 o'clock in the morning? You have to be at school before. You may want to be like Kobe. You may have an early morning training session, want to relax your body. So it actually, I believe that ICL decreases burnout. It allows you to focus more in a way a professional does it, because professionals try not to, once they're at a certain level, you have to act like a professional. You have to take care of your body. You have to actually take the time to separate, meditate, prehab, rehab. So when you're in a normal school setting, you're frantic. You don't have the time. You're almost like quicksand, right? And so we want to counter that completely. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I peppered you with a lot of questions
Great.
and everything. So
Good stuff.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll take the mic
Yeah.
for you. I'm sure it just felt like an easy accessory since we were talking for so long.
Exactly.
But thank you. I mean, ICL, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Enjoy your time here. Cool. All right. Want to take a little break? Feels like lunch is wrapping up. What time is it? 1 o'clock on the dot. So we'll be right back for with the next person that we talk to. right. We are back with name, job. What do you guys do?
My name is Russell Reeder. I work at Coach IQ, and we power about 500 sports facilities across the United States. We run everything from their website, scheduling, payment collection, and our primary sports right now are basketball, soccer, a lot of softball facilities, and we were fortunate to raise a little capital, and we're just trying to hire and continue to grow right now.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys are like an all-in-one platform. Anything you're trying to add on that you, that you haven't already conquered?
Yeah.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Yeah. Well, that's how it kind of goes with these small businesses, right?
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to use a bunch of different platforms. So if we can handle their needs and with everything that's going on in the space, we can handle it, and that's our goal. Yeah.
What? So sports again? You were saying you guys are soccer.
Yeah, we have soccer facilities, baseball facilities. We have about 13 to 14 sports on the platform right now, but our three biggest ones would be softball, basketball, and then man, it's kind of close, but I would say, what do you think the third one? Yeah. Totally.
So you guys don't own the facilities. Are you doing the software for the facilities? Am I got that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we license our software, and then the facility just runs on top of the software. Yeah.
What were some of the gaps? What were some of the challenges? How long have you guys been around?
About 3 years now.
So 3 years ago, when you guys were coming up with this concept and everything, what were some of the gaps that you guys identified? Why do you think it was like a good time to get into youth sports? I mean, we talk about facilities all the time.
Yeah.
They're not getting any smaller.
Yeah, definitely. And parent spend isn't getting any less.
That's what they said.
Yeah. Well, we were former athletes. We played college sports together. We trained at a bunch of different facilities ourselves, and saw how coaches are great coaches but struggle at running business. Yeah. And then they're choosing from a lot of different platforms that aren't sports specific to them. They're choosing between MindBody and these different things that sell software to nail salons and all these different businesses that is not them, and saw an opportunity and spoke to a ton of different coaches in the market, and we're kind of off the races from there.
What are some of the examples, some of the problems you guys have solved, continue to solve, day to day? If you want to take one of the examples of one of the features that you guys own, I'm sure cutting down on payment times, take it from there,
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's pretty interesting, every facility owner is at its own journey. Like they're at their own journey in the process of starting a business and building a business. So some are super tech savvy and have tried a bunch of different platforms. Some are still Venmoing and doing spreadsheets. So it's very personal when we get in touch with a facility owner and kind of seeing where they're at and then matching where they're at and to our platform. But I would say like our bread and butter is payment, scheduling, and website.
Scheduling ain't easy.
Yeah. No, it's not. A lot of moving pieces.
Using AI, predictive scheduling. What are you guys using kind of on that side?
Yeah, we have a bunch of the basic co-pilot features right now. So how can we create a user experience where, the coach isn't interacting with the UI a ton and can do a lot more in fewer clicks, essentially. So, that's where we're starting now. And we're actually working pretty heavily right now on our co-pilot and integrations with Cloud Code and all that. It's a pretty fast-moving field. So, testing as much as possible and seeing how we can bring that time down for our coaches.
These facilities more roof, more mixed use, more open air. Does it matter? 500 plus. I'm sure you got a bunch of everything.
Yeah, it is a mix, right? I would say probably depends on the sport and the location, right? We have some coaches who have outdoor facilities, but a lot of the coaches I would say are just indoor.
Ice rinks, tough. You guys do that?
We don't actually have any ice rinks, any hockey facilities. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple people I can maybe introduce you after we got this live stream that just got into the ice rink space.
I would love
up in Minnesota that we've talked to in the past and everything. Ice rink's not easy.
No.
Got to make sure the Zamboni goes out when the Zamboni goes out. Got to make sure they cut it right.
Yeah.
Trying to think, anything else you want to talk about? Do you have what do you think is the most challenging sport, to kind of do what you guys do to
Yeah, definitely. I mean, probably the most challenging sport that we come across. Nothing sticks out to me right away. They all have their own challenges.
Your software's so good.
Well, I wouldn't say that yet. But What I would say is each sport is its own beast.
Yes.
So you would think, okay, you have a platform that can help sports facilities. A lot of the sports have different needs, different seasons. So
Yeah.
that would be one thing that's pretty unique.
You guys more regional, all over the country?
We're all
where
over the
customers come?
Yeah, all over the country, and then we have facilities that we power in Europe, some in Israel, so some in Australia.
So international.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to talk about where people can find Coach IQ? Any apps, websites, person that they can contact? Or they're like, hey, I got to get in touch with these guys right now. Or
Yeah, you can find us at coachiq.com, and I really appreciate you putting this on and interviewing us. So,
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you so much. I'll take that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Good luck with everything.
What's your name?
Kyle. I'm the other Kyle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, enjoy yourselves.
Your picture looks different than on the. Oh, you're the other.
I'm the other Kyle.
I think you said I'm the owner, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh no, the other one, Kyle too, the taller one. So yeah. So shout out to Coach IQ. Thanks guys for coming on. We appreciate you and everything. Coach IQ facilities ain't easy. Ain't easy at all. Got a lot of moving parts. Let's see if we can get someone. 10 minutes to talk about your company?
No, I don't.
All right, we'll get you next time. Oh man, don't you love the authenticity of a live stream, people? Yeah, we'll see if we can get anybody in the next couple of seconds. We're doing a live stream where we're talking to people for 10 minutes, giving an opportunity to talk about their company.
I'm good, man.
You're good?
I appreciate the offer.
No problem. We'll be here all day. Yeah, so right now we're looking at, what is it, 1:11. So we are looking at lunch being over in about 4 minutes, and then we have Youth Sports Goes to Washington, how policy and regulation may play a role. So that'll be interesting. How you doing, sir? We're talking to companies. How are you? We're talking to companies for 10 minutes. Talk about Greg, how are you?
What's up, man?
You got to send the perfect game guys down here so we can talk to them about.
What do you want?
You want to go on right now? Let's do it.
Not me.
Oh, whoever. We're live streaming right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just talking to people for 10 minutes, giving them an opportunity to showcase their company. Obviously, Perfect Game is on the speaker panel as well. So send down whoever. But we're all live streaming. I just want to make you aware of that. So yeah. So we have everybody here. Of course, we have TeamSnap ONE. We got people like Perfect Game. Great things. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you in person.
Nice. We are live streaming. I'm just letting you know.
Perfect.
Just letting you know. James. Oh, we talked to Gary.
Yeah, well, Shipley.
Oh, what do you mean?
Your first name's Kyle.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Kyle Fagan. Head of
That's
social.
why you were so well spoken.
Why?
You put the whole thing together. You got some.
No, not me. I'm not the guy who put it together.
You got some brain power.
No. What am you?
If you haven't met James Shipley,
All right, we are back. Tell us your name, your company, and what your company does.
I'm Gabby Arancio. I am the founder of Buying Skincare, and we.
Is it off? Mic's not on. That's my fault.
Oh.
I'm not doing my work. All right, now we are. This is the beauty of live. This is the beauty of.
It's authentic, guys. It's authentic.
Can't get this anywhere else.
Cannot get it anywhere else.
3, 2, 1. Name, company, what you guys do.
I'm Gabby Rancio. I'm the founder of Game Plan Skincare, and we make performance hygiene products, skincare products for athletes at all levels.
Wow, at all levels. Okay, so why? I mean, youth sports. A lot of people play youth sports, so I feel like that's a demo. That's a customer base you've identified, saying, "Hey,
absolutely,
we got to get in there."
Absolutely, it's an age of early habit formation. I started the company when I was working as an athletic trainer, so I actually was not even in business at all. Was on the sideline working in football with LSU football primarily, and also Miami and Miami FC soccer, and saw the same issues and questions from my athletes, and I could not find the answer to them. Why am I breaking out? What products do I use? And how do I prevent breakouts from happening around my chin strap and my helmet? So I watched them and I was observing. A big part of my job was to listen and learn. So would observe their behavior, go to lengths to try to find them solutions, and face washes, moisturizers, routines that were at the sink. But I realized that no one was handling the point of sweat. So that's the moment and the white space. Point of sweat.
A different POS. I like that.
POS, not point of sale, but point of sweat. Yeah, you like what we did there?
That's really good.
But nobody was looking at that moment.
Went right to suntan lotion.
What's that?
My brain went right to suntan lotion.
Not out of skincare. So we call it performance hygiene because it's a habit. It's a daily practice. We actually make a wipe. So it is a sport wipe. Face, neck, body that cleanses but also restores hydration and protects from what sweat strips away. Because if you think about the science of sweat is salt and water sitting on your skin. So I compare it, an easy comparison is when you get out of the ocean, how your skin feels very tight. Yeah. People don't realize that salt damages your moisture barrier, and that could be a reason to, amplify these breakouts that kids are already having. Or if you're an adult, just ultimately dehydrate and damage your skin. So what we did is we developed these in Korea. It's Korean skincare. It's about 40 years ahead of U.S. skincare in general.
That's what I've heard. I've seen the headlines actually. Funny enough.
And we developed a product that not only gently cleanses and lifts sweat, dirt, eye black, sunscreen from your pores at the point of sweat instead of it sitting there, which is the culprit of most breakouts, but also restores hydration and restores what sweat strips away.
Interesting. So is this a pre-practice product or is this a post-practice product?
Oh, it's both. If we can do the education and teach kids, wipe yourself off before you even start, and then during, if you are particularly sweaty or somebody else's dirt, sweat, grime gets on you, and then most importantly, right after you're done. That's the moment that matters most. Sweat sitting in your pores is the reason why a lot of athletes deal with those breakouts around where contact is from their equipment, apnea mechanica, but also just in general, sweat sitting in your pores causes illness. It's other people's bacteria if you play contact sport, right? So we want to create this hygienic habit at the point of sweat and really teach them that it's whenever you feel a certain way, you should use our products. Any
partnerships with any teams we can talk about, or is it all direct to consumer?
Yeah, we do have some partnerships. I can't talk about them until they're inked. Some of them are here.
When these break, I want you to email us, okay? I want to help you get the word out.
One I can absolutely speak about. We're partnering with Empire Baseball. So proud to partner with Jordan Baltimore. He's exceptional. I think the reason that we really love this partnership is because he, as a CEO and leader, prioritizes education for the kids and is doing what's best for the kids. And I think some of that can get a little lost with where youth sports is going and where, there's a winning culture. So Jordan is exceptional and we're so proud. So I'll be leading a webinar. We'll be educating the kids and the parents, most importantly, directly in this webinar about why to use our product, how to use it, where to buy it, and just supporting Empire Baseball as a whole with everything they're doing.
Now, I feel like the softball players, the volleyball players, they understand this. They're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. How do you get through to the guys? I just feel like the skincare has to be so tough to get through to the guys.
Keep it simple.
It's
a very simple practice to use a wipe. It's very hard for a guy to argue that it is a 20-second solution for your skin. How could you not use that? And the best part about this brand is that I built this from the ground up. I built it with the athletes that were asking me for it. So I sat them down. I said, what will make you use skincare at the point of sweat? They said has to be fast, easy, smell good. So we don't use any perfumes or fragrances in our products that are synthetic. Everything comes from botanical extracts, but we really knocked it out of the park with fast, easy, simple. Athletes have so much noise. People are shoving supplements down their throats, nutrition, performance, training, the best data collection, and all that's great. But we really want to keep it simple, so it's a thought. It's not even a thought in their head.
You talked about lotions. You talked about wipes. Is there any other product lines that you didn't get to touch on that?
Oh, this is just the gateway into an ecosystem of performance hygiene products in the future. So we're working with our community as a community-first brand to really capitalize on what they need and what they want. The problem is that they're dealing with lives. So I have a team of ambassadors. I get them on calls every month, and I ask them what's going on and what do you need. Chafing is a huge issue. In fact, 32% of athletes that do deal with sport-induced skin issues report that chafing has made them sit out of training.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's uncomfortable, and it's different for boys and girls and respectively. But it's a problem that's kind of embarrassing to talk about. So that's what we're doing. We're normalizing these issues as well as body acne and acne. So we've got that in production, and we're not quite launching yet, but we've got the formula being tested by our community as we speak.
That's awesome. So let's go back to the Empire Baseball partnership. So when you go to an Empire Baseball facility, are you going to be able to go into the bathroom and that's where the skincare products will be? Is it going to be like how's kind of the strategy?
Well,
if there's something you can talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly have a specific strategy with Empire Baseball with the connection that we have to Jordan. So he thought it was best fit for us to seed to all of the athletes in his club league. And with that, following that, we will do the education with the parents, and there will be an email sent out. So again, just making sure that we're hitting them at every point of the possible sale in the future, but also how can we best lead education for these people? Because this is a whole new concept. No one's ever talked about this white space of skincare and performance hygiene pertaining to building confidence in their kids. So how do we best, come out the gate with our first kind of partner in the youth in the leadership of youth sports? So how do we really capitalize on our education purposes? And Jordan's done an incredible job of making sure that our seating and our sampling will be strategic, as well as having a point for them to repurchase both in the facility and online.
Nice. All e-commerce right now, all online to be purchased. Are you in any stores and anywhere?
No, we're very hyper focused on e-commerce, but we do a lot of events, and we have partnered with USA Flag Football for the past year. We're a young company. We're only about 2 years in.
Congratulations.
So thank you. Yeah. But with USA Flag Football, we really piloted, the proof of concept, showing up in real time at the moments that it matters on the sidelines, and found that the sampling there directly converted. So that's a big part of our business model as well.
I will say, I went to one flag football tournament, boys and girls. They love the eye black more than anybody loves it. They all do, because they don't have to wear helmets, so they all do different designs and stuff. So,
and Savannah Bananas are leading that as well. Savannah Bananas are leading that as well. We would love to partner with them. People tag I think his name is KJ Johnson in all of our videos, but it's an age of self-expression with eye black, and I think that our product takes it off but does more than that. Nice. It restores and it performs.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. Where can people, website, social media, whatever you want to promote, now's the time. Yours.
Yeah, you can follow us on Game Plan Skincare. That's on TikTok as well as on Instagram. Instagram's our main driver right now, and you can find us at www.gameplansskincare.com. You can also buy us on Amazon in a 2-pack.
So TikTok shop?
We are on TikTok shop. Okay. We are starting to grow it. Early days, but if you want Prime shipping, go on over to Amazon, because that's our main driver right now.
I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
How'd I do?
Great, 100%. We're still live, so.
Nailed it, guys. Did I nail it?
Yeah, put it in the chat if she nailed it. Well, enjoy the conference. Thank you so much for coming on.
Having me.
Tell everyone else how fun you had.
I had a blast.
So send them down here.
Oh yeah, if anybody's ear off about my products.
I appreciate that. That's kind of person we're looking for. Good.
Sweat?
That's a lot of hats.
Let's say we're doing more interviews than we are doing pickle registration. I'll say this, but we're going to get them at the. We'll get them at the. If you guys just want to write your, are you guys both going to be together?
I mean,
Yeah.
Is it teams or one-on-one?
Teams. We're looking for like 32 teams. Yeah. And then, are you guys same? I guess.
Same company. No.
Yeah. First and last name, then, please. Just so. All right, and we're back. Give me your name, your company. What do you guys do?
Andrew Beinbrink, Sports Force. We are a next generation college recruiting platform, streamlining athletes matching with colleges, colleges matching with athletes.
Nice. Sports Force.
Sports Force.
I like that name.
Thank you.
I think. I mean, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't have to ask about the transfer portal. Like, how is that upending kind of your guys' recruiting and your space as you're seeing it? Is it?
I would say recruiting's been the wild, wild west for about 5 years now. Every 6 months, there's new things. The transfer portal has created college free agency like we've never seen before. Just in baseball, the sport that I played in college, over 6,000 players last summer were in the portal. If you run the numbers, that's like a good percentage of Division I players are going into the portal. Now, the news that not a lot of people hear is that only 55% of them, 55% didn't find a new home.
Gotcha.
Didn't keep playing college ball. So the need to find the right fit, what we do, is really important to get it right on the front end, ideally. That first year out of high school, whether it's a JUCO or a 4-year, it really sets yourself up for potentially the next 4 years or 5 years.
So college recruiting, so high school, you think high school kids,
high school and JUCO and kids in the portal.
JUCO is interesting because I feel like I was just down at IMG and they've introduced JUCO on a number of things, even football, which is kind of, you look at it as like a high school, but it's also doing a JUCO year. Do you think JUCO with the transfer portal, do you see it becoming even more important in the future or not?
I mean, it's become so much more difficult to go straight from high school to D1. So the JUCO route is a great stepping stone, launch pad, springboard, whatever you want to call it. And for players that are serious about going Division I and not having to compete against 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds coming out of high school, because there's no bigger jump in sports than going from high school to D1.
Yeah.
Not even pro baseball like I played. You have rookie leagues, you have A-ball. College, you're straight into AA.
Going right into
D1.
Yeah. I do want to talk about sports force, obviously. So talk to me about the platform. What kind of separates you guys from your competitors? How long you've been around?
Sure.
How big the team looks and everything. Anything you want to take from there?
So we have a long, crazy story. We started doing events. Think NFL Combine.
Yeah.
But for baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, volleyball, boys and girls sports, everything. Because we wanted to get the data, and then we wanted to understand video. Then families said, well, am I D1? Am I D2? Then we started getting involved in the recruiting process. We built our first tech platform back in 23, baseball only, after we had all that experience in other sports. And now we're in development on a new platform to create that more streamlined matching process that we'll be launching, within the next 6 months.
Anything you can offer, or do you want to keep it close to the vest?
We're keeping some things. We're testing right now with college coaches and with athletes, but I'll be sure to let you guys know when I'm ready for the coming out party.
Yeah, 100%. We've exchanged DMs in LinkedIn. You let me know when you need. Talk to me about the verifiable data. That's one thing that, I really think the biggest mode is data collection. Not only because it's kind of a bear to collect the data, but also being that data that tells this coach, he doesn't got to go play JUCO. No, you don't have to go to the transfer portal. It's great if you got to go to the transfer portal, but he doesn't have to go to the transfer portal. He can play on your team.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So the way that we see it is there's a mix of a need for verified data, plus proprietary data sets to interpret that data. AI can only do so much. And then the ability for that athlete to know directionally, am I Power 4 level SEC type player? Am I Ivy League? Am I D2? Am I D? And so for us, the data can come from anywhere. We do have a process to make sure that we're getting verified data, but there also is going to be with our platform unverified data. Now, our thought is that as the athletes, we want to incentivize them to add more of their own data, just like most platforms do with social media. But we've created some rules within the platform so that you think about Airbnb. You get rated on the quality of the stay. And so if you're providing unverified home information and then someone gets there and they said, you got a sauna that works or a hot tub that works and it doesn't work and it hasn't worked, you get dinged, right? So we've coming up with ways to police the system, and it's all about trust. And college coaches, they need to know that A, they can trust data and don't waste their effing time.
Yes, that's a big thing that we talk to a lot of people that do these verifiable or these testing platforms and everything. You know, a lot of times it's the parents filling out that his exit velocity was 107 when it was probably more in the 87 or yeah. Right. So that's kind of so you protect that, and so the coaches don't have to travel across the country to go see these guys. Just like how do you find that out? How do you ding that player? You know, if they aren't using the right exit velo or.
So imagine, you know, you're a right-handed pitcher in high school, and you're, you know, different scouting sites have had you at 85 miles an hour, and that was most recently 3 months ago, and then you put 95 miles an hour. That's an outlier of a jump, so it doesn't match the validation of a probability that you went from 85 to 95 in that period. So part of that is letting people know that if there's unverified data, what's the likelihood of this being reliable?
What's the? Are you guys using third-party data? Are you using your own data?
It's a mix of. There's a lot of publicly available data out there.
Yeah.
You think about college stats that are online. Like every game is on either NCAA, the JUCO sites. So we have to leverage some data that's already out there in the public, eye and available. Then we have some of our own data sources as well that we can collect through club team partnerships and other facility partnerships, and then the unverified self-reported data.
Gotcha. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about? I know you got a new platform coming down 6 months down the road. Anything that you can talk, where people can find you, apps, website, contact you?
Sports Force, pretty simple name to remember. I would say right now, I think youth sports, high school sports, college sports is in a really pivotal inflection point right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out, how do I get the most value for my time and money? And I think the industry is ripe for disruption to do things more efficiently. And I'm just excited about, I think parents, athletes, coaches are looking for a better way. And just like anything, AI is helping in terms of the disruption of the marketplace. And I think it's going to be interesting.
Any examples in Sports Force for AI that you want to give that you guys are seeing?
We're testing it a lot. And what I would say is you still need human in the loop. And you need proprietary data sets to understand, to make sense of the data, to make it really have the, we'll call it the accuracy that's needed. Because 90 miles an hour out of one arm isn't the same out of another arm, based on a lot of other ancillary data that's important.
It's been around for so long, the data, and we're still like parsing some new stuff, and it still has such a far way to go. It's a very interesting space. I think the sports medicine space is going to be so interesting coming up in the youth space and everything. Any thoughts on the legislation? I know none of it's passed and everything. The 5-year 19-year-old rule that's being rumored and everything. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did a LinkedIn post on it, and I would say, I know the executive order can only carry so much weight. A lot of people have been shutting that down. But I think it's critical that we bring, the conversation to the table, that we need to have some sort of regulatory framework and really better aligned incentives. I think the pendulum has swung, way far to the other side, and we need to find like this, because I know athletic directors that I've talked to at Power 4 schools that are saying, like Andrew, like, we're not sure we can be financially solvent to continue at the pace that we're at. And that's not good for anybody if we're losing sports from these are Power 4 institutions, maybe not being able to afford sports because they're in the red running their athletic program. And then final thing I would say on this is that the unlimited free agency of the portal, it's chaos. Like coaches, although they leverage it and use it, like they only are working within the rules that they're allowed. So of course, when schools are going for 21, 22, 23-year-olds and you have to compete against them, you're going to do the same thing. So long story short is we need some regulatory frameworks that create, I think, more parity.
Parity is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Parity is a great word for it. What's kind of the recruiting currency in terms of data? What are coaches really paying attention to? Is it still, your sexy stats like exit velo, run, if you're a pitcher or whatnot? When you talk to coaches, what are they like? Andrew, we really want you to focus on this. What can this data point tell me? And that's what we're saying.
Yeah, I wish it was a black and white rule.
Yeah.
But what we are seeing is certain schools like certain arm slots, attack angles. Some of them like spin rates that do certain things, or vertical and horizontal movement. But they're all looking for pitchers that can miss bats and can get outs. Miss bats, get outs, and show that you can be dominant and get hitters out with strikes. Because these hitters are getting so good, they don't chase bad pitches as much anymore. So the guy with the wipeout slider, 94, they're learning to spit on that because they got so much video, so much synergy data to look at. They're soon these college teams are going to have that trajectory system where you can just run a simulation of what the pitcher looks like and do pregame ABs against, whatever.
So we're in a batter's market right now.
The hitters, we're in the market where the dominant players are excelling. We're seeing it in the big leagues. The numbers Aaron Judge put up last year, and then the numbers that the best pitchers are putting up, the pendulum, right? The outliers are so good. But I would say relative, I'll just speak to baseball specifically, is that colleges are becoming way more data driven in terms of how they evaluate. They're also becoming way more, they need to vet every roster choice because the smaller roster sizes. Because big schools used to invite 50 to 60 kids in the fall and then cut 15 to 20. They can't do that anymore.
And we're going to see it with potentially what happens to the lockout. Where's the MLB draft going to go?
Yep.
It's probably going to decrease in rounds after that. So that's even another log jam there. Did you guys say you do video on Sports Force?
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you protect from, we saw this go viral in a football highlight, AI recruiting tape and everything. Now, I think you and I could look at a video that that's AI. If you watch it long enough. But there are going to be some coaches that even if they spend 5 to 10 minutes on it, that's 5 to 10 minutes they could be spending recruiting 3 other kids and stuff. So how do you guys kind of protect against that? Do you have something down the line that you're looking at, or now you can?
Yeah, so for us, it's a combination of, there's a lot of good video that's already out there. Game Changer, Huddle, and
TeamSnap ONE.
TeamSnap ONE. They're coming from good sources, right? So if the parent gives you parent shot footage and it doesn't line up with maybe what's on Huddle or what's on TeamSnap ONE or Game Changer, you have to look at it again, the 85 guy to the 95 guy in 3 months, it's not real. Now, we're not dealing with a ton of user-generated content, and that's probably what happened. Because these kids can go out and edit themselves. So we're taking typically video from, a Huddle or these other platforms. Direct.
Great.
So to try to minimize that. But the reality is nothing's bulletproof. And this is the new world we live in, man. It's wild.
And we need companies like you guys to kind of verify that data for us and kind of lead these coaches and lead us and alums like us who are rooting for our teams and everything on the right path, that we know we're getting great recruits and everything.
100%, man.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'll take that for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Questions, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah. No. 100%.
Well. All right, we're back. Name, company, what do you guys do?
Duran Frazier, Flag 50 is the company. We offer a league management solution with a nucleus being live scoring streaming for flag football.
Yeah, and a recent announcement you had with a pretty prominent, I was a USC Trojans fan growing up, so a pretty prominent football player from back then, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, we recently closed a partnership with Matt Leinart Flag Football, and they run a large amount of children in the recreational and club space up in Orange County. And so yeah, we're pretty excited about that partnership.
A lot of football players are starting to get into the flag football space after they retire.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple partnerships that have happened now. Is there anything you could talk about? The strategy behind that, like what you guys are doing for that, and any partnerships down the line that you might say?
Yeah, we actually just announced one today. We partnered with 5v5 Sports to run a number of their tournaments at the end of this year. Actually, summertime at the end of this year and the start of next year, we have several tournaments that we'll be running in our tournament technology. That we've been evolving a bit in terms of sort of how we look at both leagues and tournaments differently. Our tools are pretty unique and innovative, and so we're pretty excited about that.
Nice. And what's the right question here? Is it when you guys when you're talking to people, is it like we do this many events a year? We run this many games a year? Like what's the big? Is there a big number that you like to throw out there so that people can kind of get a sense of like how much you guys stream? I know obviously the streaming is.
Yeah, we're running about just over 1,000 games a week on the technology. So we're excited. The growth has been, in the last 12 months, pretty exciting for us to just watch as a small, lean team. But yeah, I would say from a KPI perspective, there's a number of things we look at. But I think number of games played per week is pretty exciting for us.
So let's go into the technology. I mean, obviously, flag football is if not the hottest, one of the hottest sports. I was just down in Orlando at the Flag Football World Championships. How old is Flag 50 now?
How old?
Yeah.
We launched in February of 2025.
Okay, so you're brand new, but you're already seeing a bunch of partnerships and everything. What were kind of you think separates you guys apart from your competitors, or what's kind of the gaps in the industry that you thought you're like, I can do this? Was there just not really a flag football live streamer out there? Because there aren't many.
Yeah, I think, I had the same problem that most parents have, which is what's the time, what's the score?
Yeah.
Hence the hat.
No,
you asked me my hat, what's the score? Like, what's the score? What's the time?
You watch those NBA Hardwood Classic games, and it's brutal because you never know what the score is or what the time is.
Totally. So our whole objective was, I've been in the sports tech world for about 9 or 10 years now, and so being in that world, understanding sort of how to build from a perspective of focusing on the score and athlete stats sort of was our initial solution years ago in alternative sports, and moving that into sort of a siloed approach with flag football. It really was figuring out the biggest challenge that every parent had, which was what's the time, what's the score. The coach had the same problem we had, and so we just really started with that problem and then built everything backwards, if that makes sense.
And then streaming technology all built?
Yep, so we have a streaming solution. Basically, right now a parent can hold their phone up. As their phone's being held up, they have a scoring graphic overlay with the score. So again, as a referee changes that score instantly on the camera, that score is changed, or on the overlay that's changed. It's multicam view that parents can watch in different parts of the country. So just different solutions that sort of solve that equation from an engagement perspective for the parent.
And I'm guessing the refs have their phone, and that's how they're changing the scores. Is that how it talks to each other?
Correct. So we have an app for the score. We have an Apple Watch as well for scoring, and then we have some patented technology that we're working on right now with speech to score.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Did you mention stats, or are you guys still doing?
Correct. So we launched our profiles piece about 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you watched the Tom Brady Fanatics League. We had a similar tournament with Aaron Rodgers down in Mission Viejo, and that was 10 NFL quarterbacks. And we launched our profiles piece there, where it already knew who the quarterback was, so it could automatically determine touchdowns, interceptions. But we have a athlete profile piece that we're launching where there'll be a team manager that actually puts those stats in once the referee puts the touchdown.
Stats are so interesting. We've talked to Dave Anderson from Breakaway Data, and he's kind of helping out USA Football with the stats equation there, and he calls he's made up some stats called like on flight and everything. What are you guys kind of seeing in like the stats world in terms of flag football, since it's kind of still a nation kind of newer kind of league in terms of like how are we going to make sure now that it's being used in like high school, college, USA, like we got to be able to tell the story about this person's good, this is the top of their class,
Totally. I think, there's different stats at different levels, right? We talk about rec football, rec flag. I don't think that the, what David's doing is really interesting in terms of gathering a lot of data on athletes. We're at the rec level. I don't know how important that is for the parents, but I think once you get to club level, obviously higher up as we're getting to this professional league, I think things are going to really change. And that's really important. We're probably not going to tap into that data. We'll probably, work on some sort of API with him to pull in data with us, but love what he's building. So,
and are you guys mostly in the rec side, more on the youth side, not in like middle schools or high schools? Are you doing mostly rec leagues?
Yeah, rec and club, trying to break in the high school space best we can.
Sweet.
But it's a little bit challenging. There's a lot of rules around that, and we have to find the right partners to get there.
Yeah. And what's the customer base look like? Is it mostly out west? Is it around the country?
We're national, so we have a pretty big presence in California, working on a pretty big presence in Texas right now, and then large audience in Florida right now. So.
Another one. Anything coming down the line that you could share that, something you're excited about? Flight 50, every time I think I'm on LinkedIn, you guys are announcing something different, so I know you're always flying by the seat of your pants.
Nothing. I wouldn't say. Nothing in the near term other than our announcement that we did today.
Yeah.
We're just excited to watch the sport grow and be a part of the sport.
Where do you want to see like features 5-10 years from now? Like if you had like a goal on the platform on Flight 50, like what's one maybe like a holy grail feature? Do you have anything?
I do. I don't know if I want to share.
I don't. Keep it close to the vest.
Yeah,
You're not the only one today.
I got. Here's my theory. My theory is like, we are working in the short term, but I'm definitely thinking 2 and 3 years out. Even though it's hard to do that with technology today, we're working on some really innovative things. We've built a partnership with Oakley Alliance, and I'll let you do your homework on some of the things that we're talking about working with in the future.
Yeah.
But there's some exciting things that I'm just sort of, as someone that loves technology and loves building, that we're definitely have some neat things in the future coming up.
Do you guys do highlights?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
So it's coming. If you got more ideas for me, you just send them my way.
Yeah, we can. I don't want to say everything. But also, where can people find you? Where can they contact you? Obviously, I've been plugging your LinkedIn, Flight 50. It's great if you want to follow us around there. Website, anything you want to plug? Now's the time.
You can find us at www.flag50.com. Super easy. And you've got some questions there. Obviously, there's a contact link at the bottom of the page. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Somebody on the team will connect with you, and we'll give you some more information.
It's an exciting space, man. So many different partners getting in, like we were talking about with, a lot of former NFL players getting in, some current former NFL players like Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't retire, really getting into the space. It's a very, very exciting time. It's easily one of my favorite youth sports.
Absolutely. No, I tell anybody, like, if there's a sport you would force me to watch, I'd pick flag football.
100%. I mean, from 6 years old to 17, those kids can ball. Women can ball. Guys can ball. Totally. It's very eye-opening to watch. It's so entertaining. I think I'm very bullish on flag football.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, thanks for having me here.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming on. I'll take that from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
So what's your background?
So mine is I was at Kyle's first company. And we're back. Thank you for joining us. Name, company, what do you guys do?
Yeah, so I'm Hannah Howard. I'm the CEO of Rematch US. So Rematch is a sports highlights platform that was founded in France and is the #1 sports highlights platform over in France. And some investors got wind of the success that they were having over there and felt like this was a platform that needed to come to the US market. So was hired to truly build it as a startup from scratch. And we launched in the U.S. market January 2025. So we're about, 14, 15 months into this. And just having a blast.
You might be the only company that's as close to Buying Sandlot in terms of age here. And
Yeah,
stuff, so.
I know, and it's so cool to see the journey that you guys have been on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been so fun.
Building right alongside you guys in the U.S., which is really nice. So tell us more about the technology, Rematch highlights platforms. Do you guys are you your own live stream, or you plug it into live streams and you're kind of we can take it from there?
Yeah. So Rematch is a free app for users to download. Everything on the Rematch platform is publicly visible, and so what that means is, right now you could go onto the Rematch app. You could search, under soccer, you could search FC Dallas Youth Academy, and ultimately you would be able to see the content that I, as a soccer mom of an athlete for FC Dallas, is capturing moments on the sideline. So Rematch, it was founded under the premise that every athlete should have a digital platform to be seen and celebrated. And whatever that means, whether it's, to be discovered for, recruiting purposes, or it's family who doesn't live locally and they want to be able to get on and see, your content, your highlights, but it's not to be, blocked behind a paywall or a subscription. It's publicly visible. What is cool about our Rematch technology is I really do believe it's solving a problem for sports parents specifically that many of us don't even realize that we have. And, I think that there's an incredible opportunity and space around the live streaming and the digital content world. But at the end of the day, a lot of parents across any sports sideline, they're pulling out their smartphone and they're capturing moments for whatever that purpose is, whether it's the memories, it's the recruiting profile, building your NIL brand, whatever it might be. That behavior is limited to, we pull out our smartphone, we hit record, we hope something happens, we end the recording, we start a new recording. We do that behavior over and over again. At the end of our kids' game, we have a bunch of videos that maybe we got lucky and captured a few great moments, but we often have a bunch of videos that clutter up our camera roll, take up storage. It's hard to find that one highlight because every thumbnail in your photo app looks the exact same. So what Rematch's technology allows its users to do is capture highlights after it happens. Again, we are highlight based. We're not about live streaming. So our capturing technology is capturing as soon as you open the platform. But it's overwriting itself every 30-some seconds. So what that tech allows users to do is, I get to watch the game as long as my phone is framing the action. It's not until after my kid scores a goal do I hit the goal capturing button. The app goes back the previous 15 seconds and creates that highlight, and then AI takes over. It stabilizes the content. It adjusts the audio of the content. It crops out any content that's not sport related. So if maybe that first 15 seconds is me actually filming my shoe because I'm holding my phone, right? It's going to auto crop that out. And so at the end of the game, my user experience as a sports mom is, as soon as the game's over, the app has created a game highlight reel for me. And I instantly can share that highlight reel to family, to the team text thread. And so instantly, families and athletes are able to engage with that content, which I think is a big gap right now, around the digital space with sports is, okay, now I've got to log back onto a platform and I've got to find the content. And, as a sports mom, like, man, I wish I had that time, but I don't. If it's not instant, if it's not available right when I'm in that headspace and in that moment, it's hard for me to find the time to come back to it. So I really think that Rematch is really, like I said, solved a problem that many of us don't really know that we have when it comes to trying to capture our kids' sports moments.
So are you guys more direct to consumer, or are you guys partnering with different clubs or operators that are like, hey, download this app, that's how you capture your kids' sports moments? And share them?
So both. Definitely our consumers are our bloodline, right? If we don't have users, on the sideline capturing through the Rematch app, we don't have content. But we do believe that we offer a really strong value proposition to the sports organizations, whether it's the clubs or operators. And I think, the key elements that Rematch offers them is, one, some equity in the content, right? So right now, when parents are on their sidelines capturing contents on their phones, those operators or those organizations don't have access or really any sort of play into that content. So what Rematch allows organizations to do is unlock their community as their content creators. So where everybody's trying to, get in on the social media movement and build their brand and create more visibility of their organization, what are you going to do? Hire a videographer who can be on one field at one time? No, instead, introduce your community to this Rematch platform now as they're, across all of your competitions, they're capturing content. What Rematch then does for them is we add, branding opportunity with their
That's my next
logo.
question.
Yep. So you're getting brand visibility through that content. So as it's being shared organically, you have some equity in it. But then also what we do is we go through your community's content. We're going to find the best of the best moments that were captured by your parents or community. And then every week we source that content back to the organization. So now, whether we're talking about an operator who knows social media is valuable but has no real capacity or skill set, we're going to send you that content on, Monday. All you got to do is download, upload, and now you've got social media content to drive engagement, strengthen your community, and, hopefully, ultimately, drive, better retention and buy-in to your organization. So there's a few other plays, ultimately that organizations can have on it. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's community driven, right? It's about having visibility and, driving, stronger connection and engagement through the content.
Can you talk to us about some of those other use cases that you guys have seen?
Yeah. So I think, a couple of things that's, in the discussions that we've been having upstairs already, around affordability, right?
Yep.
So one of the things that I'm really proud of is, Rematch is a free platform. You get access to, full visibility of the content on the platform as well as the capturing technology. We do have a premium subscription at $4.99 a month, so still quite reasonable. That just unlocks a couple of extra features, like if your phone can capture in 4K, we're going to let your videos be captured in 4K, right? But I think one of the other things around the affordability space and where can we continue to try to find a place where Rematch can, have that give back and support this, mission that we're all trying to solve is Rematch can become a revenue driver for operators and organizations. So whether you are a local club organization that already has a local sponsorship with a car dealership, let's say, we can bring in that sponsor now onto a digital asset that these organizations can be selling. So whether it's the highlight of the week for FC Dallas brought to you by Sewell Lexus, whatever, right? So just offering these organizations new vehicles for driving revenue that hopefully can afford them the opportunity to keep costs down, where again, that hopefully can drive stronger and stronger engagement.
Do you have any other plays in mind that you're obviously can and willing to share? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you have history as a D1 basketball coach, right?
Yes, I do.
Do you see kind of, this is just an example, coaching film? Is there any other plays that you see with Rematch coming down the line?
So I think where I stand right now is I really want to allow Rematch to thrive in its simplicity. Now, do I believe that college recruiters will ultimately discover Rematch and see this as, wow, what an incredible platform where, I'm not going to make recruiting decisions based off of highlight content, but I surely can continue my evaluation process of a prospect by seeing, the content in that space. I personally don't want to try to make Rematch more than what it truly is at its ethos, and it's just a platform about visibility and capturing technology that kind of changes the game. So for me, I've had a lot of people, because of my background, say, "Oh, well, doesn't this naturally fall into, evolving into a recruiting platform?" And, I think that there's surely great companies out there doing it, but I've also spent an entire career watching parents and families and athletes invest in recruiting platforms and recruiting services that I can speak from and say that's not the pathway, right? And so I don't want to get too I don't want to muddy the water too much. I think simplicity, especially nowadays where we all are with our capacity, is like, man, does this solve a problem? Awesome. I don't need it to solve every problem in my life, but does it solve one?
100%.
Awesome.
Last one for me.
Yeah.
Are you guys open to, and I might not know, are you guys open to connecting with like these other live stream platforms? TeamSnap ONE. Thank you for sponsoring these.
Absolutely. I think I've had a lot of people in the last year and change say like, "Oh wow, you're coming into the the content place. There's some big players, right?" And I can always stand on the value of content, especially the wider angle, the automated cameras, the fixed cameras, right? I spent my entire career studying film, right? I mean, and so I understand the value of that wide angle, the full court, the analytics that come from that sort of content, whether it's a streaming platform or one that is more focused around player analytics. But at the end of the day, I do believe that, from a consumption standpoint, we are always looking for what's the quickest way to get the information that we want, that we're motivated to have, and then be able to move on to the next thing. And one of the speakers earlier today, I think it was Matt, I believe, even with Huddle, was saying, like, I'm traveling so much, like, for me to be able to stay connected with my kids' sports, I can tune in and watch a live stream. I might double down and say, as a sports mom, I don't know if I have the time to even log into a live stream or watch a full game footage. But you know what? If I can hop on the Rematch app and I can see my son's, 10 highlights from his game, now when I FaceTime him tonight, I can easily connect with him over a couple of key points. But it didn't take my afternoon of committing, to watching a live stream while I'm traveling. And, frankly, it's not going to make a difference to him. If I can speak to 1 or 2 points, he's going to feel like mom was invested in the moment.
100%. So you kind of have this from a fun angle or an interesting angle than a lot of people do. Like, do you have any thoughts on interoperability?
I think the big one, that Rematch is interested in is the data play. And specifically, it's around the scheduling data. So as I described to you, when we partner with an organization, whether it's a club or a league or a tournament, when their community is on the sideline capturing, we need to associate that content to a data point, right? So that it links back to the organization. So, for an example, Lone Star Soccer Club, based down in Austin, is one of our partners. And so they use Playmetrics. Right. So we've been able to, through their outreach to Playmetrics, we've been able to bring in, the API for their clubs scheduling data into our app. So now when the Lone Star community opens up the Rematch app and they select their game because it auto-populates, now we've created that connection point. And, success story for Lone Star, in 7 months, they already have over 1 million views on their content. With
a lot of eyeballs,
sponsorship. Exactly. And that's kind of the play for us is, all right, 1 season under your belt, Lone Star, with these kind of metrics, now you're armed in a position for year 2 to say, hey, look at what we've been able to generate through our community on Rematch. Now let's double down and let's create some more visibility and ultimately another revenue stream.
Love that.
Yeah.
People that want to find the app. What's it called?
So Rematch Sports Highlights app, available on both Android and iOS platforms. Also follow us on social media, Rematch_US. On our social channels is where we, feature some of the best, sports moments that are happening from all over the country. So it's pretty fun to see that kind of grassroots success happening around the country.
Call your shot. Are you going to win the pickleball tournament tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking to take home a championship.
All right. I like
Is there a Buying Sandlot trophy, medal, swag? What am I walking home with tonight?
I don't know. Maybe we can find a little small trophy. We can DoorDash one or something like that.
We are youth sports.
Yeah.
The youth sports era of everybody gets a trophy. We should be able to find something.
I agree 100%. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
So great.
I'll take that from you.
Yep. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. No, thank you. Good to go?
Right on.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Who am I here with? What's your company? What do you guys do?
So my name is Dave Evans, and I'm actually representing, I think, a lot. I'm a youth sports parent. Got kids in baseball, softball, flag football. I run our local Little League. I run a travel program. I'm a buyer of a lot of software here, actually. I'm actually here because I built software to help, I think, what is, I think, is a very underserved market we see here. So as a guy who volunteers a lot of time, I consider it my third job. I'm a parent. I have a regular job, but I'm building software to help volunteer boards or volunteer operators actually run their leagues, which I think is a really underserved market.
Yeah. We appreciate you buying the software. Our favorite software right here, TeamSnap ONE. Talk to me more about how you're helping the volunteers, because like from what I've heard is like, I mean, these are people juggling kind of three jobs between your real job that pays you, your youth sports, and then you got a family too. So I mean, I'm sure they're doing 100 different calls, 100 different text messages, 100 different emails. Like, tell me more about the software.
So I think if you think about the way volunteers work, and we're not talking about the volunteers necessarily coaching, a lot of software to help that. What we found is that most rec leagues, so think Little League, over 6,000 Little Leagues, about 10,000 other independent baseball leagues, thousands of flag football, lacrosse. These are run by adults like us who do other things for a living. But there's no playbook for them to actually help understand how you operate a board. They show up, someone tells them, great, you're in charge of uniforms. But they don't know what they're doing because there's turnover. These are folks who are often stay-at-home moms or dads. They can do blue-collar, white-collar jobs. But again, they show up on these boards without context. And these boards are designed to actually support a community. They don't do it. So we built software called Third Job, which is ultimately designed to help volunteer boards run. If we think about the life cycle of volunteer board, everything we do in April of 2026, we did before. It's the same pattern every year. And these boards show up, and all they can do is repeat what they did before because they don't have the skill or the tools to actually understand, oh, we did this before. Let me stop doing the same stuff over again, and let me use that time to innovate. So the software.
Sorry to cut you off. Is this because the boards change so much?
Correct. Well, look, they change a lot. They've got members who aren't business experts. They're not technologists. They're not procurement experts. They're parents who ended up on the board because they wanted to volunteer more. The funny thing is they're driving huge potential revenue opportunity. They're just leaving it all on the table because they're just so focused on doing the same thing over and over again, barely well enough.
So what's the software, like how's it what's like the main or the couple main pain points that like it's really helping and helping?
Yeah. I think there's two things we see that are valuable. Most volunteer boards run off of the meeting. So anyone who's ever been on a board knows that that meeting on May 15th is coming up. On May 14th, someone says, oh crap, I need an agenda. What's going on this month? I don't know, let's look it up. Then there's the meeting next day and 12 people say I'm gonna do something. And then on the 16th, we're back to our regular lives and nothing happens. So one part of our software is actually a meeting management tool that helps us not only build agendas based off of historical things we've done in the past, it tracks our bylaws and understands how we run, takes votes, but it takes everything it hears and uses AI to actually determine what are the next steps, who do we assign them to, what are the recommendations, so that when that meeting ends, we actually act upon it and get work done rather than just go back to regular lives. The other thing it does, it ultimately uses playbooks from Little Leagues that we've interviewed to help them understand when you launch on April 1st, if you don't design your plan for November the year before, your uniforms are not going to be ready because uniforms require registration. Registration requires a plan. All of these things are stringed together, and volunteers simply don't always understand the dependencies it takes to get there. So the platform has built-in playbooks and activity tracking to help our members get in and say, oh, on day one, if I don't do this today, I'm never going to get to uniforms. Yeah. And so we've done this in our local Little League. We've grown our revenue sponsorships by $60,000, $70,000. Snack bar revenue from -10 to 50,000. We've grown our memberships, and we've really expanded the footprint of our league using software like this.
You're the blueprint.
We are.
You keep the blueprint so that when a different.
Thanks. He says it better than I do. So,
no. That was really eloquent. Wow, that's how old's the company?
Less than a year.
Okay.
So we've been
Just
testing
you
it.
or a couple other?
I've got two folks helping me out, but we're board members and like we're volunteers.
But I like that because you're in the sauce.
Oh, I live
you're
it.
in the mix.
So they say on main stage today, like, you know, the best way to build youth sports software is know the buyers.
Yeah.
I'm the buyer, I'm the parent, I'm the volunteer.
That's how all the best products happen. They saw something that wasn't going well. They were in the thick of it. They were like, I can make this better. Let me make this better. Yeah. Wow. You are the first first company I've ever heard about this. Are there partnerships down the line? That might be why you're here.
It's a little bit why you're, I mean, I look at it this way. So as someone who runs a Little League in Westchester, New York, we've got our District 20. And so we're going to hopefully work with other folks there. We've got New York State Little League and we've got International. Same way that Little League International represents Stack Sports, we'd love to potentially be that type of preferred board management software. But the truth is we know this software can work for any type of youth sports, even PTAs, religious organizations. Yeah. Anytime you've got volunteers who don't know what they're doing, we think we've got a good market there. And I think there's a lot of talk about paid sports leagues, but if you don't get the players in rec starting, they're not going to make it into the paid leagues. And we think we can solve the problem at the tail end and use that as the top of the funnel to grow.
This is very funny because it's funny in a way. But on our show, we were talking about how there was a kid who was unfortunately benched because his dad and mom didn't help volunteer. You had to volunteer for playtime. Yeah. And I don't have any kids.
Yes.
So I made the joke that being like, well, maybe dad could have gotten the snack bar a little bit. What about the minutes? You didn't know about the minutes? Yeah. And some guy commented, goes, you think they take minutes at these meetings? Oh. I was like, okay, all right.
Well,
we need software like that.
So they do. Yeah, and the thing is, angry parents, they look and say, why was decision made? Once they're making these decisions, we track the minutes automatically. Yeah. So they're published online. And like all of these things are things that happen, but it's hard. It's hard when you get to that meeting 8 o'clock on a Wednesday to do that. And, and that's what we're targeting.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Any capabilities, any features that you can talk about that might be coming online? Do you have any holy grail features that you want to talk about? Anything you want to?
Well, I know AI is obnoxiously buzzy. You guys had a great, podcast on that. We believe in AI. I work on it in my second job a lot. AI for us is actually really pragmatic for volunteers. It's about optimization and automation of things they do. For a person who doesn't know how to send letters to local dignitaries to invite them to a parade, AI can help them automate tasks because we did it before. So we're tackling AI, but we're not throwing AI at everything. We're using AI to take simple things that people need to do, helping them do that more efficiently, and using that to build playbooks so that everything they do becomes easier to use over and over again. I don't know if there's any one killer feature. I think the idea is that this system ultimately should know everything any board member wants to do before they do it and lead them to get it done so they can focus on doing new ways to ultimately expand what is that flywheel. Like they're living in this small circle. We believe we can expand the circle. So I don't think it's one feature.
And can I ask how many people you're partnering with, customers?
Yeah, so we've got about 5 different leagues beta testing us right now, and we're also looking to. No, actually, we've got California, New York, and Pennsylvania as well. We're talking to.
Yeah, fantastic. No, that's awesome. Tell anyone where they can find you.
Yeah, So we're thirdjob.ai is our software, and we've actually got a great blog where we talk about volunteer youth sports at thirdjob.blog. So come visit us, look for me here, and reach out anytime.
Fantastic.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Thanks again.
Third And we're back. Who am I here with? What's your company name? What do you guys do?
Yeah, my name is Nolan Recker. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hey Coach. You can find us at heycoach.team.
I like that. That's a good name for a company. Hey Coach.
Hey Coach.
Hey Coach.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
It's said all the time.
How'd you come up with it? Is there a good story?
It's ubiquitous, and there's no longer a trademark on it because
there you go.
Hey Coach is just used everywhere.
Yeah, two things come
I'm a high school basketball coach.
Nice.
And that was something that is said often is Hey Coach. And so it's kind of a double entendre. Hey Coach, blah, 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 blah. And then, hey player, blah, 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 sign coach.
Yeah.
So we are a platform that is trying to increase and enhance relationships between coaches and players in a safe and compliant way.
How so? Expand more on that.
Yeah, 90% of adults do not want to have to download another app. Most schools have a registration app, and then every team has to fend for themselves when it comes to team management and communication. And if you have a kid who plays multiple sports, whether it's in junior high or high school, there's a good chance that you've had to download at least 2 to 3 different apps because each coach downloads something else. So we asked the question, like, what if we created a unified communication platform that doesn't require adults to have to download an app? And that's how we came up with Hey Coach.
How do you do that?
So it is a text message pass-through system. So it is a one-to-many, one-to-one response. So if you are the coach and I'm the player, and you want to get a hold of me and all the other players and adults about, like, say, a bus change, you can text at all from your iMessage. It goes through the system, gets logged, and goes out to everybody's phone as an individual text message.
And if I'm a TeamSnap ONE, organization and stuff, like.
Yeah. So anything that has to do with involving an app, you have to, it's a behavioral thing. So adopting a new app into your digital ecosystem, that's why many apps fail. And so we take, hey, what is the necessity for communication? And that is calendaring and, basically changes and things. TeamSnap does things like that really well. Game Changer does stuff like that really well for us. We work primarily with schools, so 8 to 18, Arbiter, Final Forms. They handle all those things really, really well. But when it comes down to what TeamSnap does, they'll send a message, but it's usually as a group chat. Personally, Kyle, I don't know about you, I don't like group chats.
I just don't like it when it's Androids. When the Androids are in the group chats with the iMessage people.
And it affects everything.
It does, doesn't it?
It does,
Anyone's
yeah.
like something. Yeah, I hear you. Why'd you want to get into youth sports?
Well, I started out coaching. I really wanted to coach at the college level one day. Got married, had kids, stepped away from coaching. So if you have a family, you understand that. Then I got back into coaching as my kids got older and realized pretty quickly that we had a relational and communication breakdown problem where players are participating in a sport and the coach, we know, like, we're doing everything we can for these kids, but the kids don't care about all the behind the scenes stuff. They care about, hey, did you check in with me when I didn't look like I was having a good day? Or, when I was having a bad game, how did you respond to me? Did you respond to me in a way that I respond to? Or do you respond to me in a way that is comfortable to you, or tough love? So we thought, what is our role as coaches in teaching kids how to communicate? And I realized that text messaging is the best way to do it. Text messaging still has the highest read rate. And so if a parent and a kid do not have to download an app in order to stay up to date to everything, we started automating messages. The last 2 school years that we've done this with our pilot schools was every Monday a check-in text goes out. And in that text, it's something that's interpersonal. Hey, how was your weekend? What are you working on in school? What's something you're struggling with that you might have a hard time telling me about in person? And when they text back, it gets logged in the system. So that way parents and administrators can feel safe that when a kid is sharing something with a coach, other people can see that conversation as well. The coach can then follow up with a text message that gets logged, or they can follow up in person, which is our biggest goal. And then every Thursday, we encourage self-reflection by a journal prompt going out via text message. And then when we respond at journal, it goes back to their own online journal thread.
Interesting. And now we're just trying to make this a communication layer between coach and parent.
Yep. So anything that you can then text, coaches can text parents, or parents can text coaches without it going directly or blowing up. Yes, like you said, blowing up. So there's in-app messaging. So every app has in-app messaging, but there isn't a single app that has the text message pass-through capabilities that we have.
So if I'm thinking it, like, every platform has in-app messaging, you're saying text messaging is read more than it would be in an in-app message, which I agree with. the TeamSnap should look at you guys and be like, we should partner with you guys? Like, am I reading that kind of?
Yes, we want to partner with as many organizations as possible and be the engine that creates a formative experience for these athletes, where so many teams or tech platforms are focused on logistics and performance. We are one that kind of merges with those or complements those in a way that helps create formative experiences. We care about the person inside the athlete while also recognizing that we don't want to add to the burden of one's digital ecosystem. So what is one thing that they're going to engage with 90-something% of the time? And that's text messages.
So where's kind of the business model here? Is it subscription based? Is it free?
So our initial vertical is B2B with schools. So we want to be able to create a unified communication platform that you can export all your registration data into Hey Coach, and it parses it out to all your teams. The administrators can see every single team, click it open, have every single conversation. And then if you have a kid who goes through that sport to another sport and another sport, they're getting the same sort of communication for each sport throughout the entire school year. So we're thinking, what does it look like for a kid to create healthy journaling habits provided by the school? So we're selling to schools. We want to sell to any organization or work with any organization that involves adult to youth communication, where text messaging would be preferred over in-app messaging. And then anything that involves identity formation tools, leadership development tools, or parenting resources, all of that is in-app or also on our web app. But as far as the necessity, the text messaging part. But that to me is just, as I've said it before, something we have to have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want all the extra. Okay, well, we provide you with something that you'll actually engage with. However, we provide so much more that a lot of these apps, they do what they do really, really well. We just really care about the formative experiences for these athletes, because they're all going to go on to be adults someday, when only a small percentage are going to go play in college. So how do we help them to really get the most out of, or be the most intentional with growing as a person through sports?
Is this just is schools like a beachhead, and then we get into youth sports? Is there like another future industry down the line? Like, I feel like this could work in a lot of different.
It is, we're exploring all sets of all kinds of verticals, whether it's Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Athletes in Action. If it's somebody who has online content that they want to be able to manage and deliver, our database and delivery system would help provide with higher engagement rates.
I can imagine being a content creator, like you just want to get something out to your fans, being like, hey, how you guys doing? I'm releasing a new album, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I mean, marketing through text messaging is a thing. Like, it's democratized in that sort of way, right? But in a way that is compliant with multiple states that are passing more legislation that says any sort of digital communication between an adult and a student has to be logged somewhere.
Okay.
That's where these in-app messaging is so
important. There you go. Yep.
We also, but again, we talk about the formative experiences. Mm-hmm. We want to work with tournament experience providers, right? Because that's the future. Is Ripken tournaments, Cooperstown. We're talking about experiential outings for these families. Well, what would it look like if we partnered with them? That as you get registered a week or two before your week, you're getting self-reflective questions to help you prepare for that. And then you're getting questions during the week. Hey, how was your game today? How were you a good teammate today? Mm-hmm. What was something you learned about a teammate today? And then for a week or two afterwards, you're getting these prompts that you can then journal through, that it's no longer just about getting to, participating in, and leaving, but now you're starting to see these tournaments and these opportunities to compete as a way for me to actually grow as a person.
Yeah.
We want to be that. We want to help power that.
It seems like you're hitting, the physical layer on like the self-esteem side of like of an athlete, and then you're also hitting the digital layer where it's like the communication. So I like it.
I want to help grow emotionally healthy adults.
Yeah.
And I think sports, as we've heard in how many of these talks, sports have formed us.
Yeah.
And I look back at my journey. Most formation happens accidentally. Mm-hmm. What if we were a little bit more intentional about it?
Yeah. That's awesome. Tell people where they can find the app or the web app.
www.heycoach.team. Heycoach.team.
Awesome.
Thank you
so much.
Kyle. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll take that. Fantastic. All right, Craig. Hey, Coach. Appreciate you. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Before we get into this interview, I got to thank the guys at TeamSnap ONE for powering the stream. From registration to live streaming, TeamSnap ONE has every tool you need to run and grow your organization in one powerful platform. Visit teamsnap.com/one for more. Link is also in the description of this live stream. Who are we here with? What's your company? What do you guys do?
Awesome, man. Well, it's great to be here. My name is John Majak. I'm the founder of Fearless Track Club Foundation. We are a nonprofit that serves the youth track industry, believe it or not.
I would assume so. Now, you told me off camera before we got on this is how you said you have a story of how you guys started. To get
so,
I'll be honest with you, you don't look like a track athlete.
I've never been a track athlete, man. You know, I've worked out my whole life. I've been a football guy my whole life, and you know, interestingly enough, like this all happened. You know how sometimes they tell you things happen for like reasons much
divine intervention,
much bigger than you. Well, my son is 8 years old. He has a nice, strong build. He's super intelligent, but he struggled to find his spot. And he couldn't find that we always noticed when he played basketball, fastest kid up and down the court. But we both know that's not the purpose of basketball. Same with soccer. He'd be on the field, all he cared about was darting back and forth. And one day a family member looked at me and they were like, John, your son, he's got wheels. And I'll never forget that moment. I said to myself, okay, so I got to keep this kid in sports, but what am I going to do? So long story short, I found a track program. We did a lot of research and I put him into it. Now my son has really bad asthma, and when we finally got out there, as soon as we got there, the gentleman looked, these boys were running hard. This guy looked at me and he goes, hey, I'll be honest with you. He goes, if your son can't run this mile, he's not going to make it. We're here to qualify for the Junior Olympics, and it's, you know, there's no place for him here. I'll never forget that moment, because I looked at my little boy and I said, buddy, it's okay, go give it a shot. He looked at me like, Dad, I can't really breathe well. So he goes out there. I see him starting to run. I look at the coach. I said, he's not going to do that well, but I promise you he's fast. He's like, nope, he's got to run the mile before he starts. Halfway through the lap, I see my little 7-year-old at the time fall down on his face. Seeing my boy from the distance try his best and then collapse. And then he looked at me and I picked him up and I walked him off. He looked at me and said, Daddy, don't ever bring me back here again. The craziest part is the coach looked at me and said, your little man's not built for this sport. Yeah. So what I did is my wife and I were driving home in defeat. We said we finally thought we found something for him. And then when we were driving home, she looked at me and she goes, maybe we can see if we can find another track program. And we looked, then we looked, and we looked, and we never found anything. And I went to my neighborhood Facebook and I said, my little man wants to run. He loves running. Would anybody want to join me after school one day? Dude, it was interested. What time? My daughter wants to go. My little boy, I'm like, it had to have been 50, 60, 70, 80, over 100 different parents saying they wanted to have their kid run with my kid. I literally looked at my wife and I said, I think we have to start a track business. Yeah, man, and it's been unbelievable. It's we've been in business for over a year. The first season had like 50 people. The second season had like 100 people. The third season had like over 150 people. We're on a waiting list. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's so much bigger than me, and it literally just came because just trying to help my son, and now the community is just like, this is it.
That's a hell of a story.
Crazy, right?
That's an awesome story. So where are you guys based out
of? South Florida.
South Florida.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
One club? Multiple clubs?
One club, but I'm here literally to learn how to scale this type of business. I think that this business can be in every market throughout the country. There's an AYSO for soccer. There's a Pop Warner for flag. But there is nothing for track. And I believe that Fearless is going to be that staple. And I'm here to build relationships, grow, and do what I can to blaze that trail, bro.
How big is the club right now?
Right now we have north of 300 people.
With the waiting list?
Yeah, with over 100 people on the waiting list.
I'm guessing, I'm not too fluent in track, but I'm guessing anywhere from the 4x400 to
exactly 100 meters. So you know what's crazy? It's a rec track program. So what I'm doing is my background is I've again been an entrepreneur my whole life, been through a lot of stuff in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I go around the country. My main business is a marketing business, but I go around the country and speak on stages about mental toughness, helping people, like doing hard things. So the blessing in it all is like not only do I get to help my son pave his way, but I come in at the very end and I'm just like teaching these kids respect, thanking the coaches, thanking the parents. I'm teaching them, doing a fearless chant. I'm giving them courage and strength. So like, talk about wild to see it all kind of unfold. Yeah. So we're building something fun, character driven, and it's been awesome.
It's funny you say all this because we always talk about like rec baseball, rec basketball, rec softball, like your rec sports that you know about. I never really ever talked to somebody about rec track.
I know.
Are you guys? I know there's other rec track clubs out there, but it doesn't seem like there's
nobody
at least around here.
There's nobody doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's we're building it with so much intention that it's like lots of cross sport connections. So we're going after the soccer guys who want to grow in agility in their off season, the baseball kids who want to grow with their mind body connection, and like it's really wild.
What's the age range?
Anywhere. So right now it's from 5 to 13.
Cool. Yeah. And then so when you guys are like competing, I guess you're competing. It's 300 kids. Are you guys competing against a town over, or is it all just the 300 kids in the club? It's like we got 10 9-year-olds, 17 10-year-olds. They're all
exactly. So we'll break it down into age groups, and right now it's just all kind of internal.
Yeah.
But the goal is, I think that this thing could really expand into something, the Fearless Invitational in a couple of years.
Yeah, there's just a pro track dynasty. I forget what it was. It was just at the Penn Relays and everything.
Yeah.
What are kind of the events you guys are doing? Is it just on the track, or are you doing more field?
So right now it's on the track. It's all like so at the very end of the season we do like a parent fun run. We bring in the parents.
There you go.
It's like just trying to make it super fun, not super competitive, but enough to make these kids
get the blood flowing a little bit. You got a little bit.
You gotta shake these 5 and 6-year-olds up a little bit.
It feels character.
Yeah.
So they're doing anywhere from 100 meter to relays and all that stuff.
Sprinting. They're doing some of the long distance runners, and the cool part is a lot of these guys are doing feeders up into middle school. So it's been awesome, kind of seeing what this. It's uncharted waters for me, but it's been awesome.
How would you be looking to scale it? Like, what, we might have some investors or something like watching this and stuff.
I think at the end of the day, I want somebody that can come in and see what we stand for, know that everybody's welcome at Fearless. Like if you're, it's an all-inclusive spot. Like if this is the place where whether you're an exceptional athlete or you're just looking for a home, like this is where you're welcome. And we'll be building out like a special needs division. So people that are want their children maybe with autism or deserve to be welcomed. We're going to build that area out for them too. So when I tell you I'm taking this thing to the next level, I mean like I want some partners that come in, see the vision, see the opportunity, and
You could probably answer this better than I can. Like when we have people from I-9 that are here. We talk to people from Sport Ball, which are big in Canada and throughout the world. They're expanding now into the U.S. and stuff. Do these orgs, do they have track teams, or is it mostly your ball sports?
Yeah, there's really nothing going on like this. Yeah. I tell you that the thing that hit me, the thing that shakes me to my core is just knowing that sometimes there's things that happen in life where you got to kind of force them. And then sometimes lightning strikes and you just realize that it's so much bigger than you. Yeah. I've got so much going on in my personal life, in my own home life, in my own businesses. But to step out here, I was on my plane ride here and I said, you know what? Somebody has to have the courage to go out here and blaze this type of trail.
I got to imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, we talk about facility space. Facility space is always hard to come by, basketball courts or, track facility space. Is it pretty lucrative?
Yeah.
I would
it's
assume,
everywhere. Right? I mean, you can go any place with a middle school needs.
A middle school, high school typically comes attached with a track.
Exactly. So we're able to. The constraint is different than most businesses. It's you need really good, talented coaches, people that can come in here and be passionate about what they're doing.
And I'm guessing you guys might go down to the local YMCA or the local high school or local middle schools where you guys were kind of running your leads out.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So one step at a time, man. Hopefully I'm here next year, and I tell you, we've got 30 different locations going on.
Yeah, like I said, we got people from I-9 Sports around here that probably want to talk to you, and they'll what about a track Yeah,
you
what
never
about
know.
Activision?
You never know, man. So life,
Cheers.
crazier things have happened.
Where can people find you?
You can reach out to me. Shoot me an email. Should I give my email address?
Whatever you feel comfortable.
Awesome. You can reach out to me. My name is Jonathan Majak, JONATHANMAJAK @gmail.com, or you can go to fearlesstrack.com and submit some information. I'd be happy to talk to you.
Oh, fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you,
you, man.
Appreciate it. I'll take that for you.
Thanks, dude.
No problem.
That's cool, bro.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Appreciate it, man.
No, thank you. What a story. What an
Yeah.
awesome story. All right, we're back. Who are we here with? What company are you with? And what do you guys do?
Hi, so I'm Yannick Reis. I'm here with College Pipe, and we provide a customizable college recruiting software, kind of like Sports Recruits, targeting the B2B market, all the clubs, but very focused on white label aspects, deeply integrated into their own structure.
Gotcha. What sports do you guys primarily?
All the sports, actually. So you can use the software in all the sports. Our strongest sports, I would say, are soccer and tennis.
Nice. What's the soccer recruiting landscape like? I know obviously the big guys are always football, basketball. That's the ones in baseball you sometimes hear about. What's the soccer recruiting landscape like? What are some of like the pain points or the challenges or the use cases that you guys are able to, help with your customers and everything at College Pipe?
So essentially, the college soccer recruiting landscape in the U.S. is very much driven by the clubs they play in. So if you're in MLS Next Club, you're not going to have an issue getting recruited. But everything below that, it's sometimes tricky to get on the coach's radar, to make sure you know exactly what you can do, what you can achieve to match the expectation with the reality of the recruiting process. And at the end of the day, really, the clubs struggle giving the athletes the one-on-one time they need sometimes to be able to manage the recruiting process efficiently. Like, the software is nice and great, and we provide the software, but at the end of the day, a big part of our software is really educating the kids and the parents what needs to be done, what has to be done, how does the process work, what is the kid's job, what is the club's job, to, at the end of the day, really figure out what is the right fit for myself, for the kid. Like, they need to, and if that's not going to college, and if it's not playing in college, and if they figure that out during the process, that's fine. But the main goal really is to figure out, where do I fit in, what is the right place for me, athletically, academically, for my future. So our software streamlines that entire back office process in terms of, here's what the kid needs to do, reach out to those schools to really have more time to educate the kids on what needs to be done.
And I would say you guys are in a good time, because I don't know if you saw Landon Donovan's comments about youth soccer a couple weeks ago on the Rich Eisen show. He was just talking about how just, the development can be a little much. Sometimes the clubs are a little too expensive, blah, blah, blah. What he did have that I liked, he had one point about being that if you're not on the MLS Next Club, or you're not in one of the big clubs, or you're not in the academy for a pro team, you're kind of cast to the wayside a little bit. And so like, you guys, is that something that you are honing in on, to be like, to try to get those people that, one might not be able to afford it, one that's just been able to, God forbid they didn't grow, in time and stuff. Is that something you guys are kind of honing in on, where you see your best use case?
Correct. Essentially, playing for an MLS Next Club is expensive. You got to travel. You have the fees. You got to be in the right area. Like, I have friends that where his son could go to an MLS Next Club, but it would mean that he would have to move up back, like move somewhere else, or the family moves, etc. So essentially, being at an MLS Next Club already requires a lot of financial capabilities, and there are a lot of good and talented kids at other clubs in other leagues as well, and they need the resources, they need the tools to be able to be seen, and not just going to like a showcase, playing, expecting to be recruited and discovered. That's not happening often enough. Like, you got to do your job. You got to send the coaches an email before. The club needs to be involved, and essentially you got to send a follow-up afterwards as well. So those are the kids where we really see the use case then for those clubs where they say, you know what, we really help our kids. We have a good commitment ratio because we do a good job, and essentially all that money and time that goes into developing kids, at the end of the day, getting recruited for many of them is the return on investment. That's what the primary goal for the club is.
So what's kind of the business model? Is it a subscription based by the consumer, or subscription based by the colleges that are recruiting? What's kind of the money there?
The colleges on College Pipe, they don't pay for access, so they log in, they have access to all the different athletes from all the different clubs and recruiting services, and those are all verified data. So that's a very important aspect. All those, since we have a heavy B2B focus.
Yeah, can you expand on the verified data? Because like again, like I'm not too familiar with soccer, but you can go with like baseball with like exit velocity, or like how high can you jump in basketball and stuff. What's kind of the verifiable data that's important in soccer? That might be a loaded question. I'm sorry.
In soccer, at the end of the day, it's really a lot of the stats, a lot of the speed, depending on the situation, the size, and all that stuff. But since really it's clubs that.
But you need to verify those stats. I mean, you can't be think you're going to go see a 6'4" defender and the kid happens to be 5'11", and you travel from Pennsylvania to California to go watch.
Correct. So that creates a lot of trust with the college coaches, and the business model really is, to come back to the question, the business model is heavily focused on subscription to the clubs. We're integrating now more and more a revenue share system, where the subscription is very low for the club, but then the athletes, they pay when they sign up on the club's white label page. So that has been implemented lately, and I assume that's going to come more and more. But it kind of depends on the club. Some clubs say, you know what, I want to just provide that to my kids, and then they just pay a subscription fee. Others say they want to pass it on to the athletes. So we have different subscription models there, I would say.
How many athletes? How many teams? What's the customer base look like in terms of a number?
Teams, I would say right now we're about 150 teams, and athletes, I would. Honestly, I got to check, but around 15,000, 16,000 right now, currently searching for.
United States or international?
I would say 70% of the athletes are US, 30% international.
Fantastic. Nice. Anything other features on College Pipe that you want to talk about? I don't know if you have an NIL feature. I don't know if you have another feature that we might not be thinking of, your technology, anything you want to expand on that we didn't cover here?
I mean, obviously, we're going to go into AI.
What are you guys doing with that?
Well, it's going to be like a really very personal assistant agent that really, because we have a lot of data in terms of which athlete, with which profile, goes to which university, with which scholarship. So it's really going to be more in terms of guiding the athlete based on all that verified data, and the corresponding recruiting experts, if once they start working with an athlete, saying, okay, here's what you got to do for those universities, that's your most likely chance. Here you have a high chance.
Like a matching platform.
Kind of like a matching platform, since we also have the budget that is in the system with the data, because that's a big factor that kind of comes in as well. So we're working on that, and for the clubs, at the end of the day, in the dream world, the clubs don't need to manage anything, but the software and the agents kind of take care of the work, and you just say what you want to do, and it's set up as efficient as possible so that you don't have to spend time on your computer, but can spend time with the kids and educating them on the recruiting process. And I think we can do it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of time, but
it's a very fragmented industry. You know what? We know what, we figure it out. The best figure it out and everything. Well, I hope you get around to talking to some people. I mean, there's a lot of big soccer clubs that are here and stuff. So I hope.
Already had lunch with 2 of them today.
Fantastic. You know what? That's why Buying Sandlot loves giving back. So where can people find you? Is it on an app? Is it on a website? Wherever you want to plug, now's your time.
You can find me ideally on LinkedIn. Direct message me send me a direct message on LinkedIn, and I love to connect with everyone. I love to talk with everyone.
And what's the College Pipe? Is it an app or is it a site?
Right now, it's a site.
Cool. What site is it? What's it called? What's the URL?
Collegepipe.com.
Fantastic.
Collegepipe.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Same here.
Thanks. I'll take that for you.
Yes. Congrats on setting that up.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been great.
Really impressive.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. Hey.
So is that's being streamed, right?
All right. Well, that was the last interview of the day. I have to go on a panel, so I got to say goodbye. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We really hope you learned something from the new business that you might not know about from the main ones that are kind of on the panel and whatnot. And before we go, I do want to say thank you to TeamSnap ONE for powering the stream from registration to live streaming. TeamSnap ONE has every tool you need to run and grow your organization in one powerful platform. Visit teamsnap.com/one, link below in the live stream description for more. We will be back tomorrow. What time? I don't know yet. Probably same time though, but it'll be probably even more people now that on day one, people are starting to learn that we're doing these interviews and everything. Sound off in the comments, throw a like up on the live stream, and we'll talk to you more. Subscribe to the channel as well. Talk to you.